Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Goodest cast. I know it's been a while. I took a mental health break. They hauled me off in a straitjacket and put me in one of those padded rooms for a while, but we're back. And we're saner than ever, or less. I don't know. Either way, we're back with the Goodest cast, and this episode is amazing. We got Zach, Casey, and Mike from the Fatscats, and it is an awesome episode. We talk about all their origin stories. Individually, we talk about the team's origin stories. I got 3 awesome storytellers in one. We recorded it in the timing tower at Speed Sports in Houston during Final Bout. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this one. I did. I'm sure you will too. Fatscats, roll it. Were you ever like, hey, where do I buy tires? I have no idea. Well, guess what? Tire Streets. And if you click the link in the description, it'll take you there. I know it's crazy. It's like science, you know? But they got all kinds of tires. They got family vehicle tires. They got drift tires. They got the 651s, which we all run. They got some new stuff coming. Shh. They got freaking off-road mud terrains. Putting mud terrains on your drift car. Quit fucking being lame, you know? Also use my code Goodest651. That saves you 20% on 651s, obviously, or else it doesn't do anything for anything else. And then Goodest 15, I think, takes 15% off everything else. But they always have like sales and stuff. So like hit the link, see what they got. There might be some crazy 50% off sale. I'm like, it's way better than my discount code. So if you click the link, it gives us credit. We like credit. You like supporting the Goodest cast. Run it up. You're the best. Buy some tires. Do some drifting. Love you guys. Fatscats.
All right, we're outside. We are outside or inside.
It feels like we're outside.
We're in the timing tower for the kart track. This is at Speed Sports.
Holden's Tower, I think. What is it? It said it on the door.
Yeah, it's Holden's Tower.
Holden's Tower. Yeah, whoever that is.
Holden.
Yeah, thanks. Wish you would have got better AC before you,
the mini splits
before you left us.
Yeah, definitely need better AC in here.
Toasty.
I came to Houston and just sweated on podcast.
And now you came the one weekend where it was a little cold. Like
Oh, it's
yesterday
been
was
hot.
kind of nice.
You actually got really lucky. Yesterday
Yeah.
was beautiful. Like
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
no sun.
Yeah.
Just a little chilly.
Last week was starting to get hot. It's still not at that point yet.
It was like 86, 90, and it was like
2
I went to
weeks
go
from now,
skate, and
though,
it was
it'll
just
be
like,
100
what the
degrees.
fuck is going on? It's
No,
hot.
It's gonna be brutal soon. Like
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
That's why I was telling Sam about you not trying to like do it. You want to do the weekend after? He's like, no, it's gonna be hot. Like we're at the end of March. Like no,
Yeah.
and then that pushes back the next special stage.
Yeah, so there's like all this Texas 2K stuff, which some drift people know about, but
This guy knows all about it.
yeah.
The crunch. Call it Hell Week. That's what it is right now.
Which he should be
Yeah.
there right now, probably.
Nah, it's all good.
Around the pod.
I'm just taking a little vacation.
I mean, whatever needs to be done can get done later anyway. So
Yeah.
it's whatever. Like I said, I don't think Josh needs any help putting a bumper on, as far as I know.
Never know.
Should be okay.
Never know.
We'll see what happens.
So you have a shop.
Yeah.
And you build like 1,000 horsepower cars.
So in Houston, I believe there's maybe 5 that I know about, 5,000 horsepower, like F80 M3s. That's the last generation M3.
Yeah.
And we've built 4 of those. I've put together 3 out of those 4 motors, and me and one of my main guys have like practiced putting together. Not practice, I guess you say. You don't want to say practice on something like that, right?
We know exactly what the fuck we're doing.
But I like walked him through the processes that I take to build a motor, and it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. I wish we had a lot more under our belt, just because it takes a lot of time. So it'd be nice to be able to make some more money off of it. But it's been fun.
They also do general maintenance as well. That's
Yeah.
obviously the bread and butter.
Yeah,
Race
that's
car
what
shit
pays the
fun.
bills.
Yeah.
Race car shit is fun, but it does not pay the bills. So
Yeah. So you do that, and running that shop allows you to drift.
yeah, not to the point where I wanted to, obviously, because I didn't drive this weekend. So
Yeah.
Here we are.
It is unfortunate that this massive event for Texas is
One
right
week.
near Final Bout every year.
yeah,
Thanks, Simba.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. We appreciate that.
Yeah, he needs to do them a little sooner, huh? Or like what would be the best time?
Well, he literally said it yesterday. He was like, if I wait another week, then what is next? Central? Whatever the next special stage is like
Northwest.
2 weeks away. And that doesn't give you guys, like even you, time to reevaluate your life.
Yeah.
So this is like the only time,
Yeah.
unless we did it in February.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think they want to start their season that early, like the final bout
They should.
season. I mean,
because they're on the Chicago clock. It's like
it's
snowing
true.
over there.
Yeah,
in
it's still a
February.
blizzard. They can't even get out of the house.
Yeah, he should want to get out of Chicago during
Yeah,
February.
that's the time.
Yeah, honestly, you can't even fly out of Chicago. I think the airport. No, they fly when it's.
Did you hear about Kevin LA's flight?
Yeah.
He said the turbulence was so bad, people were throwing up next to him and crying and like
Well,
thought they were gonna die.
They don't have bags anymore. There's no
I never
bags
had
in
to use that.
You just throw up in your hands.
No, he's like, I don't know where it went, but I could smell it. Dude, can you imagine? It's especially.
Oh man.
It's like whenever he said people were crying,
Yeah.
that's like real terror to be crying on a flight for most people.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad.
That sounds
That traumatic. I'm surprised he didn't have like more PTSD.
he was cool about it, kind of, sort of.
So how long's Fatscats been a team?
Start us off.
Drift team or team? Like,
Yeah,
There's origins to
yeah.
it.
Because we used to bang back in the day.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
yeah.
what does that mean?
we just used to do a bunch of stupid shit. There's like pictures of us, everybody that was technically in Fatscats back in the day. It was probably, what, 20 deep?
20,
yeah.
20,
30 deep.
Damn.
Yeah.
It just kept growing and growing, and then kind of like
I guess
For
here,
the
you start
last
off with
12.
like high school
15 years.
Yeah.
Fatscats for you.
Yeah. So I used to do like pixel cars back in the day. If anybody's familiar with it, it's like MS Paint, and you make cars like front view, rear view, side view.
What year was this?
It was like 2006.
Like he's in high school. Type shit.
Yeah, and then me and like two, like a late friend, and then a friend of mine that I haven't talked to in a long time. We were just like, Japanese teams have really cool names. What can we come up with that sounds like coolish, I guess?
Yeah.
And then we originally came up with like Fat Cat Squad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the original.
For obvious reasons, we dropped the squad because it got a little older.
Yeah.
It's not 2008 anymore.
I first remember seeing Fatscats on Tumblr
Yeah.
back in the day. I saw.
Sorry, you were on the Slam Burglars forum, right? Because weren't
Yeah.
you friends with all them? Like
Yeah,
back then?
yeah,
So like,
yeah.
that's
Shout
where
out Max.
Yeah, shout out Max and Gold
Yeah,
Star.
Gold
like,
Star.
Like we
It
or
was
through him,
Slam
he met Slam
Burglars.
Burglars, and
Yeah.
that was our first like team friends.
Slam Burglars. That was a thing. That was a time.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah.
I got roasted on Slam Burglars when I first got on there.
Oh man, it's crazy. Everybody wanted really low cars. I mean, obviously Slam Burglars, and it's funny to see how everybody's grown up, and now everybody's cars are like
A little higher.
way higher, not even a little higher.
We did our thing. We did our
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Who built the E320?
The white one with the gold wheels? Is that
Oh,
it?
the white. You're talking about
the
Jake's
Mercedes.
Jake's Mercedes.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Mercedes.
I
I'm thinking
remember
his
seeing that thing.
E39.
Jake Campos.
Yeah.
It was actually bagged by Extensive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
before
like,
they blew up.
That's who does like that extensive show, like the TV show.
Yeah.
They have like
Really?
a metal or like extensive metalworks. They like bag a bunch of cool shit.
That's sick.
They have.
Yeah.
Do you know what a Kodiak is? The big ass like 18
Yeah,
wheeler.
yeah,
They
yeah.
have one of those on bags, and it's all black.
What?
It's. I saw it rolling down the road one day, coming towards me, and I was like scared. It looked so cool. It had so much presence.
That's sick.
It was.
All right. I didn't mean to derail the origins of Fatscats.
And so what? Like you started roughly in high school, 2 or 3 friends.
Yeah, it was like 2007-ish when we were kind of coming up with the idea, and then like the seal that everybody has like tattooed on them now
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
like 2008. And then I moved to Houston in 2009.
Wait,
Yeah.
tattooed.
Yeah,
Y'all got the you all have tattoo?
yeah.
Damn.
Casey's the only one that, or they both have a visible. Mine's on my
Damn,
back.
poor Vita, huh?
I just got this one though. I just
On
got
his
our new
ankle.
logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll take it.
Martino did that one.
It's
Shout out
still a little
Martino.
scabbed up.
Shout out Martino.
That's dope.
But moved here in like late 2009. And then I met these guys. This guy used to have a sick SC on like, he has
Same
a
fucking car,
yeah,
but-
pretty
Two-
much.
Two battles.
They're like-
Nah, not
So-
even that. The black on black.
All of us are obviously into cars, right? And so right out of high school, almost all of us moved to Houston to go to UTI, which is like a trade school.
Yeah.
And
You saw it on the TV and you're like, I'm going
yeah,
there.
no, the guy came to my like high school welding class and was like cars, and I was like, yeah, that sounds cool.
You're like, student loan debt, sign me the fuck up.
yeah,
Which is crazy because I was like at a point in my life at that point where it's like engineering or mechanic stuff. I was like, that guy talked it up. He's like,
This just sounds
shit's sick, bro. You should come out. I was like, all right, bet.
And then like we all kind of slowly met each other at UTI. And then Casey's from Houston originally, so
Yeah.
I don't know. You can explain how we got integrated into the local scene.
So there's this guy in Houston, and anybody who's from Houston is going to know who I'm talking about. His name is Brandon Hurst. And I feel like everybody who's into cars who isn't from here, that's like the channel that you take. Well, I don't know if it's still the thing right now, but Brandon knows everybody.
He just like he walked up to me. I went to my first car meet here. I was like 18. My car was black with like fake TEs, lowering springs. It was pretty bad. Smoke taillights, the whole
Hey
thing.
man, we all got
YouTube videos, too.
I did. I did it too, man.
And like this guy Brandon, he walks up to me. He's like, "Oh my God, SC dude, this is so cool. This is," and like then he introduces me to one guy, and then I know like it feels like everyone in Houston, and then we just all slowly started.
Well, you had a class with Efren.
Yeah, so our buddy Efren, because there's a group of us that all came from Wichita. He's from Del Rio, Texas. I'm from Tyler, Texas. We have people from everywhere.
Wichita.
He's from Wichita. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Josh. Sorry.
Yeah.
Josh, Efren, Bryant, they all came
Like
from Wichita.
Kansas?
Yeah. And everyone moved here for the same school.
That's where my granddad's from.
Nice.
Yeah.
Small world, man.
I've been there once.
Once. It's
Yeah.
probably really sick.
I went there for work.
It's big. It's like bigger than Del Rio for sure. It's like 200,000 people or something like that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is kind of a big city.
Yeah, they have gangs
Yeah.
and shit too.
Yeah,
Do
get
they-
gangs.
Really?
Yeah, VBs.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you hear all about that stuff from the Wichita guys. They're not here today,
VBs.
obviously. The Vietnam boys, something like that. I don't know.
Oh,
That's
dude,
what
I had
it's
some of the best pho of my life
from a VBs?
in Wichita, Kansas.
Really?
I swear to God.
Nice.
Heavy presence over
They
there.
were probably running that joint.
Yeah, that was their front.
Yeah, they were washing, washing money through some pho.
Nice.
Yeah. They don't give a fuck, dude. Not one single one.
But I think like early days, like he was already kind of drifting, him and Josh, and the rest of us were just like 18, 19, 20. So we didn't really have money to like really get into it. But everyone had cars. And that was when like, Hella Flush, that kind of era
Hell yeah,
was
brother.
like big.
Yeah.
So like, it seemed like a couple of us had cars. And then like Casey's like, oh, I want to build a car. And like Ed, like then he builds a car. Like, and then it just started multiplying. And then there was like 20 of us.
Yeah. So
It
like
was,
the first thing, like I moved to Houston, and you go to UTI and you see other cars in the parking lot, and it's like, oh, this is a pretty cool S13. It's a blue S13, and that was Josh, and Josh is like one of the main guys, like car wise, I guess he's like one of the second member, I guess you could say. And he's my business partner now, but we like from that point forward, like he was working at Discount Tire, so. It was like I used to drive to Advance Auto Parts every day, and on my way to Advance Auto Parts, one day there was like this Cavalier that pulled out of this random parking lot and just hauled ass behind me the entire way, and I was kind of scared. I was like, "What?" And he pulls up behind me. He's like, "Oh, dude, sick." He's like, "Do you drift?" I was like, "I mean, not really." He's like, "Oh, it's like we should check it out. Like, there's this place that everybody goes to." He's like, "You ever heard of Silhouette?" I was like, "Nah, dude, I literally just moved here."
Oh, sick. Shout
Yeah,
out
man.
Silhouette.
yeah. Oh, yeah. You're
The
good friends.
OGs.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we went like he gave us the info, or he like we swapped numbers and stuff like that, and he like hit me up one night. He's like, "Come out." And me and Josh, like I had an S14 at the time. Josh was an S13, and we fucking sucked. Like yeah. Nacho and Lewis could probably tell you how fucking bad our driving was when we first started driving. It was warehouse stuff too. So yeah. And like they talked a bunch of shit because we had like nice cars. Like, you got these nice cars for nothing. You guys can't even fucking drive. Like,
that sounds like them, dude.
yeah, that's them
Silhouette,
for sure.
Silhouette talks shit, dude.
Shout out Silhouette for real.
Yep.
Those are the homies.
Yep.
But like we like that shit hurt us. So we spent like the next few weeks.
Shit cut deep.
Shit got real deep. So we spent the next few weeks, like Josh took a bunch of tires from Discount, like pull offs. And we
Yeah.
literally would spend hours at that 290 warehouse. And like finally we got like, I'm not saying we got good, but we could at
Link
least
it.
do
You
something.
You could drift.
Yeah.
No shitting.
And then like eventually they took some of us there, and then like eventually Mike and Josh moved to Florida for like BMW school.
Yep.
And then it kind of they were like the heads. They were like we were all kind of following them. Like they were doing the really cool shit. We were just sitting here like wow, this is
Yeah.
sick. They're bringing us with them.
Yeah.
And so it was like kind of like our turn to go out there, and I streeted a little bit there before that spot got shut down.
Automatic.
Automatic
Yeah.
open diff.
Oh
NA2J.
man.
Like anytime it would rain, I was in the car. I can do my left hand thing. I couldn't go back, or I could do right drifts, but I couldn't go left. But like the main entry to that street spot was like
Big
a nice
sweeper.
like left hander. It was
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
What-
You've definitely progressed in your. I've seen some extracurricular runs.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's all I got there. I don't know. And like one night at that 290 spot, I don't know if you even really know this story, but I think it was like where I was out there with Jonathan Silva and like
Yeah.
Nick and them, and there's this dude with the 350Z that tried to enter, and he like carried it out way too far, and there was a loading dock that came down, but then the concrete still went down, and he just like the whole car went to the side of the loading dock. And it was like this is 2011, like
350Zs were still like new.
like
so
kind
this
of a
guy-
nice car.
He still
back
got
then.
payments on that.
Yeah.
So- no, that was the crazy thing. The guy still owed money on the car, and he ripped the entire rear subframe out of it. I heard all about that one. That was
Sick,
wild.
dude. So sick.
And then he ended up like selling that car, and he got like a really, really bad S14 or S13. Like it was rough. I'm sure he really missed the 350Z after that. Like I don't know who else would say that at the time, but
I
or
bet,
nowadays.
dude. Oh my god, dude.
It sucks like Instagram wasn't a thing back then because we have no. He has like the two shittiest videos possible of like them drifting. They're like the
Yeah.
most potato.
Filmed on the
video
Razor
quality, but,
phone.
like, and they're on Vimeo actually.
No, yeah, but Vimeo doesn't work anymore.
It's just,
Vimeo's
it's gone.
down.
Well, like I don't know, you can't actually like search videos.
Oh,
the
Well,
way-
if it was a decade ago, it's probably not on there
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, realistically, it's hard to tell. I mean, dude, it was my old email account too, so I don't remember it.
There's
Like,
been so many times we've gone back to like watch that video because like it's cool for all of us because we were all there like getting just as high. Maybe not that exact video, but
Yeah,
it's
because
nice to see where you started.
yeah, we've come a long way for sure. Everybody's kind of grown up now too.
yeah,
We're not as dumb as we
fucking
used
old.
to be.
That's- Yeah, we kind of have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we were all young at the time too.
yeah.
Because
It was like damn near. They had once they all moved to UTI, they ended up getting a house together, and that's when shit
Oh,
really
yeah,
hit
I
the fan.
forgot.
They had Fat Cat HQ, and
You
it
thought
literally
living
turned
HQ was
into a madhouse. It was like almost like a fucking frat house. Like
It was
we
a-
just-
it was a- it
we
was
were
a-
drinking there every night,
Yeah.
every day. Like I feel bad for Zach and
I
Luke who
had-
lived here. Zach didn't drink or anything at the time either, so we would just come over and like kind of just
Just party in his
take
house.
over, play beer pong,
He's like,
and
man, I
then
just want to play video
Just leave.
games.
That was
Nah,
literally
literally,
it, bro.
literally.
this man would be trying. He would be like in like the breakfast nook
Yes,
because
yeah.
that place.
To explain my room,
There
so
you
we had a
go.
2-bedroom house. I think it was like 4. It was a pretty good sized house for what it was. Like in the 70s or 80s when it was built, it was probably really
Oh,
fucking
it was
nice.
Yeah.
But like, so we had, I think there's 4 rooms upstairs, all occupied, obviously. And I kind of came in like late. So I was in the formal dining room next to the kitchen, which had those 2 doors that like swing
fold.
together. And they had like vents in them all the way down. It wasn't a door at all. So light would always come through from the kitchen. And then the other thing was just a big open, like,
archway.
there was no doors.
doorway.
It was
no
just
door.
open. So I bought like these
Oh,
things
man.
from Walmart that were like shutters. Pulled them together like this.
Oh, I thought you had the little beads.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
thought it
did.
was beads too.
No,
for
I
real.
wanted beads, but they
Oh,
were
I
too
swear, I
expensive.
thought it was beads.
I wanted beads so
Little
bad.
hippie beads.
But like,
Yeah.
and like, dude, even like one morning, probably my worst story from HQ is like, it was like early in the morning, like 7 a.m. I think I couldn't sleep. Tried to, rub one out, and fucking Richard just opens my
Barges
doors. He's
in.
like, "Hey, are my keys in here?" And I'm like, he's like looking directly behind me, like down at the bed. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yo."
Like,
Didn't
come on,
Richard
man.
piss your bed too one day?
No, that was Efren. Remember?
He-
Efren wanted to
Efren.
fight
No,
us.
What?
that was it was Richard. Yeah,
It was Richard.
He was just really
passed
drunk.
out drunk.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Zach
in the
might
bed.
have been in the bed. He might have pissed
No,
on
it
you a
wasn't in
little
the bed.
bit.
It was just in the corner because the bathroom was like
Oh,
3
yeah.
feet away. He just didn't make it. He just found a corner, and like Efren woke up and was like, "Yo,
What do you-
what is going on?" Like,
Yeah, Efren was ready to fight him
He
at that
wanted to
point.
fight
Yeah.
him.
Pissing in my room, bro. Come on now.
Oh my god.
That house got tortured.
That house was crazy, man. And there's like, dude, there's pictures somewhere. Like Zach would always, obviously, he didn't really drink at the time, so
Yeah.
We remember the first time he did though.
That was the first
Jose
time
Cuervo
that one's
got
well
real
documented.
familiar that night.
But that
Oh,
one
man.
picture
First
where
night off tequila.
yeah, yeah.
Jesus
Casey made some
Christ.
nice like meme pictures from like 2012 of that. which
With
is
that,
really
that
funny.
vicious shirt on.
Yeah, that
I
was
can
my
send it to
rollerblading
you. We can
shirt.
drop it in
Yeah.
there. We can drop it in there.
He probably still has it too.
I do.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna need that
No,
for
I'm
the,
sure he
for
has
the
a shirt,
IG.
too.
I have
The
that vicious shirt still.
You still you
I
should
used to
wear it today.
rollerblade, so like I kept all my old skate shirts. Like
Oh,
that shit's
sick.
like a memory, man. Like that shit's cool. I can't wear them. I'm too fucking fat now. But like,
Yeah, that was a crazy time. That's like when we all kind of like bonded together a lot. And I mean,
a lot of bonding.
when I was 18, it was my 18th birthday. I met Mike. Ed was like, "Yo, I met this guy." Because he went to Advanced Auto Parts. Ed had the G35 at the time on the Meisters.
Yeah.
Bagged,
in high
like
school.
when he was
Did
a
you
sophomore.
work at Advanced Auto Parts or
Mhm.
something?
Me, I
He
worked
did.
at events.
Yeah,
I still
yeah.
work there actually.
Side job.
Yeah, it was like,
did you
yeah,
get
they had this
assistant
team.
manager yet?
Yeah, I'm a retail parts pro now.
Okay, sick. Sorry, dude, go ahead.
Nah, so like he met him and he was like, yeah, like they drift and stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool, sick. So it was like my 18th birthday. He's like, yeah, they're gonna go, like he's gonna go street if you want to come with me. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm not doing anything. So we go and then we end up going to the 290 spot. Him and Ed are on the front seat. Mike, he sits all the way the fuck in the back seat. So I'm in the back seat like sideways like this, like just back there. We drive all the way out there. We go to the street spot. And so that was like my introduction to drifting, was just riding in the back seat, doing that.
That's
And then
cool.
I was like, damn, this shit is sick. So,
That was it.
mhm.
Yeah.
The 290 spot was super cool back in the day because we could be out there for like 4 or 5
Hours.
hours and like switch tires while we were out there.
Sick.
And then there was like one time where Josh's exhaust fell off on the way up there, and it was like 3 a.m, and his car was pretty much open downpipe, just super loud. And I was in the middle of swapping tires, and he did a lap, and then he came back around real quick. He's like, "Oh, there's a cop coming!" And he just left. I was like, "What the?"
Oh, he just said
He's like, "There's a cop coming," and he just drove away. I was like, "Oh, all right." So it was me and a couple other
You
friends.
guys
We were-
have like spares out. And
well, like I was
Just
like,
got a
"Fuck
flat,
it."
officer.
Yeah.
I had to pull over here. You know,
Dude, that was crazy
I
because
don't know who did those skid marks over there. It wasn't me.
Nah, man. The dude pulled up, like the cop pulled up mad as hell, and like pulled his gun out. He's like,
Oh,
hands
man.
on the car. I was like, oh shit. And like my friend had his hands in his hoodie pocket, and he's like, what do you have in there? And he's like, cough drops. He's like, "Pull it out." And then like the dude like realized we weren't doing anything crazy, and he's like, ah, come on, guys. Like, it's like he's like, you're making a lot of noise. And he's like, I'd prefer you do this in a place where I can't hear you. I was like, well, that's the guy just left that you should have busted, but it's all good.
Yeah.
I know his address. It is.
You want to go get him?
Yeah.
Oh man.
My Blitz exhaust fell off on the storm drainage pipe there.
Dude, our exhaust used to fall off
So
a lot
stupid.
back in the day. It was crazy.
That was like the US Air spot because it was like slightly downhill. So you just come up and then it would go down and you just bottom out. So if the super low car, they'd always just.
It was
straight.
Yeah.
sick.
That place, it was like
yeah,
a
it was
circuit
sick.
though. It was like this building and a bunch of warehouses, but you could just do laps around the building, and one side was straight, so you
Yeah.
kind of had to cool down, kind like not cool down, but like straighten out, and it was so.
Yeah,
good.
that was a good spot, man. They built like a hotel by it. Now there's like active
yeah.
security
Fuck
there.
now.
So it's
Active
done,
security,
done.
Speed bumps,
Yeah.
all the.
Do you
shit.
think like was that like the only kind of driving there was in Houston for a long time, or was
No.
it
There
was
was-
like that or like pro,
that or
pro-
Lone Star?
Lone
Pro
Star
style
Joe's
There was
been
other
around for a
venues.
long time.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
other venues. This is before Police Academy and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it was like GG. Have you heard of GGP?
No.
It's like it's way south Texas, like or not Texas, but Houston, like an hour and a half from here. But it's just a parking lot at like a dog racing track. The
Yeah.
worst gravel, concrete, like, and then they suck at making track layouts. They'll be like 50-foot wide, so you can mess
Yeah, you
up
got
as
hella
much
room.
as you want
yeah.
and not actually learn.
Hmm.
Yeah, that
That was
like,
where we drove our first event together.
yeah, it was when we first
Yeah.
did like our team event, quote unquote.
What year was that?
this was after the shop, huh? After the shop opened up, it's probably
Way before the. Oh yeah,
No,
because
'cause
y'all.
my car
They
wasn't-
were building their cars for a while.
Yeah, my car wasn't
Yeah.
even ready at the time.
So yeah, it's
I guess we could go back to like your origins. So you go to BMW school, and then what happens with your car?
I sold it to move to Florida.
got to fit.
Yeah, I bought a
Got a
Honda
Fit.
Fit, and then Josh kept his S13.
What happened to Josh's car out there?
So we were there for a month, and then
They lived in the Bando.
we signed a lease on this apartment sight unseen, and it
Oh,
was like
no.
it was beautiful and like no, not beautiful.
That's
It
what
looked
UTI
okay.
did to all these guys, though.
No,
all
yeah.
these guys lived in like
I lived in-
UTI just
Ooh,
sends you
Bandos.
to like the
The
hoodest
worst
fucking
shit.
place in Houston, like
Yeah.
because where my shop is in like in Greenspoint.
Yeah.
Kids come in like, oh, I just moved here. I'm going to like school. Blah blah blah. I'm like, you going to UTI? They're like, yeah. It's like you live close to here, and where my first shop is, it's Greenspoint. There's
Guns
nothing
Point.
green about it.
Guns
It's
Point.
Guns
Real's
Point is the
nickname
real
is
word.
Guns Point. So it's
Yeah.
like all of them live there and stuff like that. And then Zach,
I've
he
got
got put in a
some
shitty ass
stories.
place
I
too.
yeah.
That's why he ended up moving to HQ. But
Yeah.
so they just put you in like the shitty zones kind of. It's
Oh,
cheap,
man.
affordable. So
Yeah.
They're trying
They
to build
moved into that
character is what
area.
they call it.
Oh,
It's
oh,
building
yeah, that's
character.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got some character.
Building
development.
street,
Early.
building
Oh, yeah.
street cred.
Yeah.
They're teaching you how to be able to handle yourself when someone tries to pull a lick on your
This
shop.
boy knows how to handle himself
Yeah.
now. You figure that
I have
out.
a very quick summary.
long
like,
story short,
I
did y'all
pulled-
come back to Houston for a week and then y'all came back and Josh's car was gone?
Yeah. So originally his timing belt blew up, and we were there for 6 months. So the car was down for 5 months. Dude, this is crazy. This was
12
2011 maybe, 2010
Somewhere in there.
possibly. So he like bent all the valves on the. He had a CA18 S13, and it was pretty
Badass.
quick. It kept up with my S14 SR car,
Sick.
but he like trashed the head when the timing belt broke. But he bought a head for $100, and we like pieced his car back together for like $500. Had it running for a week. Came to Houston to interview at BMW, and then got back and the car was gone. Yeah. Yeah,
I
and
just
then-
remember it was like a really cool blue color that he did himself, but yeah, then it had red like brides in it, so like the contrast was super. And it had white wheel. It was just a good looking car, man.
stripped interior, like the interior was like completely painted. It was decent.
Sick.
for like 2011, like
yeah.
you know, MB battles, like you know, it had the full kit.
Me and Ed flew out there we went to.
No, y'all
an
drove out there.
Oh yeah, we did drive out there.
Took a manual Yaris.
Yaris, I think
Yeah.
was sick. And then we went
What?
to an FD event.
Yeah, we went to an FD event.
Oh,
As soon
yeah,
as
when
we
it-
get there, though, I'm asleep, like in the car, knocked out. I wake up. I'm like 17, maybe at this time, 16. I'm like, all right. Wake up. We're there. Like, all right, I need to get some weed. Josh, like, literally just pulled into the apartment complex, and Josh was like, "There's a car coming." He's like, "Yeah, I think that guy sells weed." And I was like, "Yo." And he's like, "All right." And he just reversed all the way back, like 70 yards back to his apartment, comes back, brings the weed. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Cool.
That was
Like,
easy.
we're
You're
here.
like, I can exist here.
That was easy. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, y'all live here? Sick.
But that apartment was shitty, dude. Like we were there for 6 months, and like, man, we went and bought some like futons from Walmart to sleep on.
Yeah.
Broke as hell. And then I was like, dude, we need a couch in the living room or something. Like I brought my TV, but we need something. Like, we're not just gonna sit on the floor and watch TV.
Yeah.
So we got on
Some milk crates.
Craigslist at the time and bought like a purple couch for $150. It was like a surfer dude that came out, delivered it to us. So we put a huge hole in the wall because the apartment hallway was like this wide for some reason. And then we had that couch for like 2 weeks, and then me and Josh started getting all these bumps on us and realized that the couch
Oh, it
had
had
a
bed
bunch
bugs.
of bed bugs.
Oh,
sick.
dude.
Yeah. It was
Is that
Dude,
the
it was
same one
rough.
Ed slept on?
yeah.
Oh, shit. I don't know if you got bed bugs
Possibly
or
because
not.
once we found out it had bed bugs, we literally rolled it down the banister of the stairs and it just blew
it.
up. Yeah, it just blew up. Yeah, and that
You
shit
got
sucked.
played. You got played by the surfer dude. It's like, oh yeah, all good, bro.
you paid for bed bugs.
Yeah.
You didn't get them
Oh,
straight
free.
up, bro. I didn't get them
That's
for free. We were
Jesus.
so hyped too. Like, damn, hell yeah, this purple couch, $150. Now we can
Y'all
chill.
can snuggle on the couch and watch TV together and shit.
Josh got trashed though, dude. His legs were like messed up, hella bites. Like I had like a couple bites, but he got the worst of it because that boy used to love sitting on the couch, eat popcorn, and just
That boy loves
Do his
popcorn.
thing.
Pop secret. He a popcorn connoisseur for sure.
for real. Oh, man.
I think my wife had bought some like, what is it? What's the other brand?
I don't know.
Redville, Orbenbacher, or
Orville,
some shit
Orbenbacher.
like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this shit sucks because my mom would always get like the pop secret back in the day, and I was like,
Yeah,
I
talk
remember
to
I said
Josh.
to like to the Fat Cat chat like, damn, this fucking popcorn sucks. Josh never really replies to the Fat Cat chat, but he's
Never.
like, what type of popcorn is it? And I told him, he's like, that's why you got to get Pop Secret. And I was like, yeah, that's the brand
knew
I
it.
remember.
Yeah.
And Little Caesar's Pizza.
To this day,
That's
like,
yeah.
That's the only reason they'll respond in the group chat is
Yeah.
popcorn.
Popcorn.
It's
popcorn.
that or to talk shit. Like if me and Casey post something that we do to our
Sheesh.
cars, Josh will be. He hadn't said anything in 2 months. He'll be like, "Damn, you did that wrong. Like, damn, that sucks." Every time. That's all he got for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all he got.
But we still love him.
Damn, Nick just messed up his
Just
bumper
not right
real
now.
nice.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. We get to just watch people drift while this is the first time I've ever
Yeah, it's
done
awesome.
this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be making. Some
We're going to
weird
be looking
faces
all
the whole
crazy.
time.
Like our eyes
Yeah, I
are
know.
gonna be
I'm
like,
I'm watching people.
They're
doing
like,
shit.
damn, are these fools fucking tweaking or something?
Yeah. No, we're just watching drift cars go around.
Yeah.
Chat.
Hopefully the recording works and I can like put it on
Little
in the corner or
side
something.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, or up top.
It'll probably be tiny how far away this is, but
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
yeah,
it's fine.
it's cool. It's
Got
better than
video
nothing.
editing now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just zoom in.
More editing.
testing,
Love
testing
editing.
skills.
Yeah, you do it all yourself too. That's crazy.
Yeah. I got like a little
They got
bit of
those
help here.
AI things now where you just throw the clips and maybe it'll make you something dope.
I've been using that actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it work pretty good?
It works decent. Like sometimes it doesn't find any. Like I'll upload like a 3-hour podcast and it'll give me like 20 clips and none of them make any. Because like
Yeah.
if it can't find
Mhm.
anything
Yeah.
it thinks is
The
interesting,
audio.
it just grabs little pieces and puts them together and it makes no
That's
sense.
the same thing, like kind of with like the GoPro shit. Like when you like just upload clips to your GoPro and it'll make those like the random edits.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool, but then
Yeah.
sometimes it's like it'll be like say be like mid drift. It's like the clip you don't want. It's like just some random shit, and then it's
A
just
tire.
like it's just all random, but like
Yeah,
it's
or
pretty
the-
crazy.
Or there's like the fucking iPhone ones where it's like memories and it
Mhm.
like
Oh,
puts it
those are
together.
terrible.
Sick music playing.
Sometimes they're good, and then sometimes it's like a random fucking nude you got from
Yeah.
some girl. You're like, what am I gonna do with this? Like,
This
Post
is what
it.
they want to see. The
like-
AI knows what it wants.
Does
like
this one
you
on the wall?
Then I mean, yeah, Zach lived in some treacherous apartments.
yeah,
yeah.
I like my car it was open diff still, and it was really low, and I got stuck on a speed bump.
Stance.
Oh yeah,
And there was like Casey got super mad at this. I think
Yeah.
this is when I gained the most respect for Casey because of how mad he got about this. But like, I pulled into my apartment complex and I got stuck, and there was these dudes standing outside. These Hispanic dudes standing outside
bunch
their
of
apartment.
fools, bro.
A bunch of fools, like, and I was struggling, and they came over there and they started watching me because my garage was like 10 feet away. It was
Oh,
so
man.
close. I went and got my jack, and I fucked up, and I was like, "Hey, can you guys push the car?" And that was the invitation to start fucking with me. And like, I
fool.
push my car off and I park it, and then they pick up my jack, and they're like, "You can't have this back unless you come hang out with us." And I was like, and I'm like 18. I wore glasses, Justin Bieber haircut, like.
no.
I was prime picking, man. And yeah, I went over there and they like give me a Corona. I didn't drink back then.
Oh man.
So like I'm like forcing this down.
So you
I'm
got
like, this
Jose
fucking
Cuervo?
Sucks. This fucking sucks. And then this dude, he got tattoos, he's bald. He just starts like laying into me, like saying he's crazy and like start trying to get me to hit him. Like just really like
oh,
it was like a
man.
scared straight scenario, except
Yeah.
we weren't in jail. We were just
Yeah.
at
do
my
better,
apartment.
UTI. Do better.
Yeah,
building
it's like-
character.
Yeah.
We're building character.
And then like eventually he like I didn't know this was the thing. He like makes me hold his pocket. Like I didn't know that was like
The
a prison
oh
thing. You know,
my
like
God,
just like it
dude.
was like 2 hours of hell, and my roommates weren't home. And then finally, I was just like, I gotta go, guys. I really gotta go. And they said no like 20 times, and I just
Yeah.
walked away, and nothing happened. And then I moved away that weekend to HQ. I was like,
You're
I
like,
don't
I'm
wanna-
outta
I don't
here.
want to ever be here again. I'm like
Yeah.
terrified,
Yeah.
miserable. But yeah, I remember I told this story to them, and Casey was like, "Where are they at? I'm trying to go over there." Like,
Yeah. It was pretty fucked. I was like, damn.
yeah,
Like, because they just like people like to like pick on like
yeah. They got
you know what
me.
I mean. So it's like,
Yeah.
and I'm like where he was at was like kind of like where I grew up and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
kind of know where it's at. So I was like, I mean, like where like what apartment was it? Like we can
Yeah,
go over
we
there.
could go.
'cause,
I was like, no,
all,
I'm not going back.
We
bro.
have like all our homies and shit like that. We can go over there and see. Like I don't.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
used to roll
think
deep
we-
for real.
I think we've learned that Casey's a good friend to have.
yeah.
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 Except when he's drunk, then I gotta take care of him.
yeah, he does. This is my babysitter for sure.
I-
Those are some great. Like we have like
Too many
some-
stories,
Yeah,
man.
the HQ days were like the craziest. Where it's like you can compare it to like a frat or like a gang, because like people like will come up to us and be like, yeah, like we used to go to the parties back at HQ
You
and
don't
shit
even
like that.
remember 'em.
Yeah,
Fuck
like,
no.
no idea.
Oh man.
So I'm like, damn, that's sick. Like people like they either know us from like parties HQ or like car stuff, but like I remember like we'd have like parties there. I'm sorry for the old dude that used to live next
Yeah,
door.
next
So
door.
like the
Oh,
old
Jesus
man that used to
Christ.
live next door, bro. Like we used to like just rage and go crazy. So like
I don't know how
remember-
they put up with us for that long, to be honest.
yeah, and then being a homeowner now, like I remember like
yeah.
a few months
You're
ago,
like,
like
"Fuck them
I think
kids."
my parents or like these kids' parents were out of town, and like they had a party, and my whole street was packed, and there's like cars parked out in front of my house and shit. I'm like, the fuck is going on? But I'm like, all right, they're having a party, but I'm like, everybody has Ring doorbells now, so I'm like,
Yeah.
this is not gonna last long. And then
Yeah.
all I see is just like kids just running down the street, just like
Oh, God.
leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, your parents got a notification or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to do some dumb shit over there, but it was cool. It was a good time.
Like we had like the big shit for us was there was a meet called Planet Zero. It was like at this place, like kind of 45 minutes from where we all lived, but it was like a monthly meet. And it was like the 3 weeks in between the meet, it was like, all right, what am I going to do to my car next to go to PZ? Like, got to get my shit. It was like the final bout for us, but it was monthly.
For car meets, for stance dudes.
And we roll in like 20 cars deep. We wouldn't pay for tollways on the.
Yeah, we would take the feeder road the entire way.
Just like light after light after light. And it would be like an hour and a half long thing. And
I remember Ed let me drive his G35 back one day, and I was like, all right, we're taking 1960 the whole way, Highway 6. It took like so long, but I was like, yeah. He's like, you can drive it. I was like, oh, it's sick.
Remember when he was on coilovers, like when the car was really low, how terrible that car rode?
Yeah, he ran over a raccoon or some shit like that, and it got all out in the headers. And his car just smelled like shit. Like it smelled so bad for like a week. Like he would pull up, like once the car got hot, and it just smelled horrible. I was like,
you remember Steven's friend Chris from Wichita? The Asian dude?
Oh, yeah.
That happened to us in my car one day, and he literally threw up out of the window. Like, I ran over a dead animal in 1960, and it was so bad, he threw up out of it, and we had to stop, and he was like, he couldn't, it was awful.
Northside has all the dead animals, I guess, dude. It was always up on, like, 1960, like, every single time, dead animals all over the place.
Which is like, there's no woods over there, so I don't know how the fuck they get over there.
Well, Kirkendall is kind of woody, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we live off.
Casey, can you hold the mic like a little closer to your mouth when you talk? Okay.
Gotcha.
Put that shit in there, bro.
Yeah.
Nah.
Open your mouth when you talk.
Man, fucking. So
We haven't even gotten to drifting yet.
yeah, you guys just run it, dude. I haven't fucking said shit. This is great.
We just sitting here yapping.
Yeah,
No,
we could do that.
You guys are running the whole thing. I don't
Yeah.
know. Are you telling the story in order with good origin stories?
HQ
Making my life easy right now.
Yeah.
The worst one, I'll bring this one. This is a funny story. So, all right, so Pee-wee, yeah. So we would always like, it got to the point we would get burnt out from like being over there drinking like at HQ all the time. Like these guys wouldn't even come out their rooms. Like it got to the point like we would just show up and like drink and shit like that, and people would just show up. They're like, oh, I thought it's going like I thought
Is it going
this
down?
was before
Yeah.
like social media,
yeah,
so like
Tuesday.
we wouldn't
I thought
post.
you guys were here.
Yeah, it was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So we're just like chilling. It was like a kind of chill night, and then one of our two homies come over, and they're already kind of like fucked up, but like on pills and shit like that. And it was like a mellow night. Like we're not doing anything, and they're just like, he was going through it at the time, so he's just like, nah, like let's go, like let's turn up, blah blah blah, and it's just like nah, like, and he was already like, you could tell like he was out of his mind, like he's falling over, like he knocked over like the barbecue pit, like, and like, all right, bro, like, then the homie that brought him was like, yo, you need to get your boy, like you need to get him about, like y'all need to go, like it's not that type of night.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, and then he like gets real aggressive, like trying to fight. He's a small guy. He's probably like 4'8".
So
it's like, bro, yeah. And it was like, we're not like, bro, you don't want to do that. Blah blah blah. So then we're like, all right, let's just try to get him out of here. Like he ends up like slipping and falling and knocking himself out. So we're like, all right, let's put him in the car. Like let's get him out of here. Like this is our chance. So they put him in the car. Homie leaves.
In the trunk.
No, not in the trunk yet. He puts him in the car. He leaves, and we're like, oh yeah, it's over with. He calls like 10 minutes later, like he woke up, he's like kicking me and shit like that. Like, I'm trying to drive. They're like, all right, come back. So he comes back, and then like he's freaking out like now and shit like that. And then he's just like, he's with his girl and shit like that, and she's like trying to calm him down, and then he just like put his hands on her and shit, like, whoa, like chill.
Whoa.
He slips and knocks himself out again. What? Like he literally like slips, like it was like kind of wet outside. Like we were like, it was kind of the point, like I was like, you know, put him out, like we got to get him out of here. Like, and then the neighbor comes out. He's like, what the hell is going on? And like he knocked himself out, and like we're putting him in the trunk. Like, because we're like, okay, well, he's not going to mess with you in here. So we're putting somebody in the trunk. This guy's coming outside. Like, what the fuck is going on out here? We're like, put him in there, like, shut it. He drives off. We're just like, I don't even remember if we explained the situation to him. He might have like came back.
He pulled
like
a gun or something.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
like, I think he had like something, but we're just like, no. And then we're just like, yeah, that was like the worst thing that could have happened. Like, it was just like caught red-handed, and like, I'm like, damn, this dude thinks like we're crazy.
I thought you were gonna tell the Pete situation. There was one night there was a big ass fight like in the street. The whole street is people fighting, like two groups. And this one dude that lived with us for a little while named Pete. He lived in the living room next to me. Not even a room at all. He
That was Jessica's party.
Graveyard.
Was it Jessica?
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
we thought it'd be a
Jessica.
great idea to throw like my wife now at the party, like her 18th birthday there.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, we're sick. Nobody park on the street. You know what I mean? Like everybody park somewhere else. But it's like 2 different groups that don't even know each other, and everybody in Houston and Texas would be like ready to start some shit. Like,
Yeah.
what are you looking at? Like, so like it just ended horribly. Like
But-
everybody started fighting.
At the end of the night, Pete is walking down our street with
With
a
a
sawed-off
shotgun.
shotgun over his shoulder, like just.
Like everybody,
Like, what
y'all
the
need to
fuck
go.
are you doing,
Y'all gotta
bro? Like,
go.
hold on,
Like,
whoa. It was like, yeah,
Yeah. It was,
I don't know, man.
Yeah, there was some shit that went down over there, dude. It was
Yeah.
And,
wild.
and it's crazy. Casey didn't live there, by the way. He's
Yeah.
talking there like he
Yeah.
lived there, but
I
he didn't live there. He was just
Glad I
there
didn't live
that
there.
much. Like
That's
everybody
what
was.
he
I
said.
instigated a lot of those situations.
I think the last thing I'll say about HQ is, do y'all remember when the pole got knocked off the porch?
I would think it was that night.
Was it the same
Yeah.
night? Yeah.
Set the guy's hat on fire.
Yeah,
Like
they
one of
beat
the
him up and
poles
set
that
it-
holds up the pole back porch, like the middle one, got like somebody got pushed through the pole and it was just gone.
Yeah. It was like
No.
the pole was ready to go.
That-
It was
that was like the
but
night
it made
where-
it look a lot sicker.
That was the night where Steven had enough. He like came outside. He's like, "Stop!" Like everybody stop. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we like, the guy got beat up, and then we
Party
took-
stopped shortly after that.
I think they
it's-
burnt somebody's hat that night. Like set it on
there's,
Yeah.
there's
fire.
pictures of that
That's
somewhere
crazy,
too.
man.
There was a lot of setting money on fire back then. There's a lot of
Really?
flexing.
That's
He was a
cool.
part
Just
of that, I
dumb
think.
shit.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the fuck,
Burning,
man?
like, yeah, they were burning. I'd never burned
So
any money.
so before you got into drifting, you were always burning money.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Burning money.
literally
You're like
burning.
there's a thing where I could do that.
Dude,
I
we
could just set it on fire.
there was just so much alcohol involved in those days. We used to do a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
So
I was at a house party where a dude got thrown through like a sliding glass window, and there was a piece of his scalp still on the fucking glass.
Shit. Damn.
Yeah.
Jeez,
And the
that's
cops
pretty
came and they were like, I'm like, are you gonna take that for DNA? And
sick. What?
Like sometimes that's man. Like when people start fighting too, and you're a little drunk, you just get a little hyped. Like, all right, well, let me just see what's
Get
up.
right in the middle of this.
Let me get in the mix.
The gang riot at fucking the indoor soccer place.
That
Yeah,
too,
that was
that
a
was
big
a
one.
crazy one.
That was a big one. That was on
Okay,
security
okay.
footage too.
There's like
these
homies
are
fighting
amazing
homies.
stories. Let me just say, this is how drift team should start.
This is how it started.
This is how
was like way before drifting. We weren't even thinking about drifting yet. We
yeah.
were just
But like
on
that's
some-
that's like a good bond. you
Yeah.
know?
It was like a
It's just homies.
We don't
were
really
just
say
homies.
team ever. I don't think we ever really like to say
we
team
say
too
family.
much.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
No, but
Honestly.
seriously, like we've been together through so much shit and stuff like
This
that. It's like
explains the tattoos.
Yeah.
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 Some of them are better quality than others too.
Well, cut them off if they want to get out. You know?
yeah.
Damn, you heard it from Casey. That's real.
But no, so like my homie, he like worked like they played indoor soccer, and like we would go to like, every party we went to. We were like 20 deep,
Deep. Yeah.
all mainly guys. So it wasn't like
Yeah,
the ratio
all
was kind of
dudes.
off, but it was just
It was
all
all
like
dudes.
all guys.
Yeah.
So we would just show up, and then like I would always play like beer pong and like
Oh,
just
Whoa, it's
go
cold.
like crazy
Jesus
with it, and
Christ.
like
yeah.
the way like you know you go to a party and it's like
he got so
the
many fights
line
over
is
beer
like
pong.
super long. So
Yeah.
as soon as we like to expedite that, we'd be like somebody like starts winning, they like film like you want to play for some money, like
Oh,
like
here we
yeah,
go.
like, you want to
Oh,
play
yeah.
with some money,
There
and
you
they're
go.
like they win a couple games, like yeah, okay, it's like well let's play like $20 a head, $10 a head, whatever. And, like,
Yeah.
So we beat them, and then like you just keep going and playing for money, and then it's like oh we head next, like you want to play money? They're like nah, and they're like all right, who wants to play next? But we were playing these guys, and I had said like some disrespectful shit to them, kind of. They took it the wrong way, and so they're like, "All right, let's go outside." Blah blah blah. But it wasn't even like our group that started. There's like 3 different groups there, so it's like people go outside, and one dude runs like 30 yards across the soccer field and just like punches some dude and like knocks him out, and then just everybody just starts fighting.
Chain
It was like,
reaction.
yeah,
This
it
is
was just
all.
like,
This is all on security footage.
yeah.
right
We
there,
have.
too.
Like, I think the clip is still on my Facebook.
Somebody,
Like, it's
somebody
just-
has it.
yeah,
It was
it's
a huge,
just-
bro. It was like
it's pretty
homies
wild.
fighting homies. Like
yeah,
everybody was
yeah,
just swinging.
literally. Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Swinging.
funny.
Yeah, everybody was
Swinging.
swinging on everybody. Anything
Yeah.
that moved could get some at that point. And the crazy thing is, me and Josh at the time were in Florida, so we're like hearing all these stories unfold, and we're like,
They missed a
Jesus
lot of
Christ,
They're like, damn,
dude."
we might have to rebrand after this. I don't
It
know
was
if we
like
can be
six-
Fatscats anymore.
It wasn't even. It was like 6 months they were gone, and so much shit
Yeah,
happened. It was
yeah.
insane.
Like we weren't there for the Pee Wee story. Like I remember hearing about it. Like we used to.
Who was the
all
main
talk.
accomplice in the Pee Wee story? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
What's the,
I was in
uh,
Florida for that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. He got home safely.
What's the
Oh,
statute
people
of
on the
limitations?
recording, Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He
He
deserves
don't
to
know.
be
He
there.
don't know. Yeah, he's
a
a
good
real
guy.
one.
Shout
right
out to
there.
Bean Bone.
He
He just
deserves
walked
it.
across the
Yeah,
street.
yeah.
That dude is out here, sun, rain, shine, snow, all of it, all year round. Never misses a beat.
Looking like a complete unit.
All right.
too.
Yeah.
I guess that's an. Palmer wants to get into drifting.
Yeah, I think we can move to drifting there.
Yeah, we start talking
I'm
about beating
fully
people up.
entertained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we took like after he came back from BMW school, we all kind of just like were 21, 22, 23, so we all started going out a lot.
But we were like,
yeah, we were.
they
going
were.
out.
I was like
I kind of
17, 18,
yeah.
19 at the time.
But
Not
yeah,
of
like,
age.
once-
They started going out. Like,
He's making it seem like I'm like 40 years old right now. Though. I'm
Nah.
like, yeah, we were a few years older than you.
how old are you?
Only like 3 years.
We're not gonna talk. I'm 33. I'm 33.
Oh, yeah,
just
so you're only 2
32.
years older than me.
I
Yeah.
just turned 32.
But when they started going to like, when they turned 21, they was like, nah, HQ's not really popping no more. We're going to
Yeah,
go to
we
the
was-
club.
yeah.
So we were working at
Limelight.
BMW.
Yeah, we don't need to do house repairs every time we go out. I'd rather spend the money at a bar.
Yeah, being stupid too. We used to spend a lot of money.
That's when we started going like the club.
Didn't know how to act.
like sections and all that nonsense.
Everybody
Yeah.
had like me. We were all so broke, and then me and Josh came back from like BMW training school,
Boys spread it
and
up.
we were like hungry, so we were making
They were grinding.
good
Yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah.
We
They
were
grinding
making
at
good money at the
dealership.
time, and I didn't know what to do with it. So
Yeah.
I was being stupid.
Yeah.
I could have built a nice car back then. I should have.
I still to this day, like when we all started going out and like Casey was making good money back then, and like we started going to like nicer bars, and it was huge. This like memories engraved forever. Like
My
Casey
21st
started,
birthday, I think.
Yeah.
well, he started wearing like
Damn,
suits and shit.
21st?
I had a
like, to go
Versace
out.
suit
Like,
for my 21st birthday.
Yeah.
I bought that was the dumbest thing. I paid like $2,300 for this fucking blazer. Just thought I was a shit. It was my 21st birthday. I'm like,
but like
about to kill him.
he started wearing that shit like quite a bit, and like
Yeah.
I thought he was so sick.
I mean, it's kind of sick.
Yeah.
It was so sick.
This boy always had some fly ass shit
Yes.
on back in
So
the day.
my
like,
ass,
yeah.
I was at Toyota making minimum wage as a loop tech. I went to H&M and bought me $100 blazer.
Yeah.
So I was at KC like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're doing
Yeah,
it.
we
We're
got a
doing-
section
not
that was
even
like my
close on the
21st
same
birthday. I
level.
was like, that was a good time. That was a good night. We didn't fight anybody. Nobody
No,
got
no,
put
that
drunk,
was a
but
night-
it was-
You weren't picking fights on the Versace
No, and like
suit, were
my,
you?
my apartment was like down the street, so it's sick. Like, so I
Yeah.
just walked home.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Washington Street. That was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Those are good times too. There's a lot of stories about that place
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about drifting
We haven't
anymore,
even got
bro.
into like the Midtown Bryant era.
Yeah.
That's like a whole nother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We used to just go out a lot, and that's why we couldn't build
Ooh.
any drift cars. We were just going out too much, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, but
Yeah, we all kind of got out of cars, I'd say from like 21 to like 24-ish or like years old. I don't know what years those are, but
well, they both
that
had
age.
their chassis.
They
They
just weren't built.
yeah,
at
they
all.
yeah, we didn't get like a fire lit under our asses until like after we opened up EMG.
Yeah.
So
when I was going to events though, like by myself.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
And
when
like
Casey.
so I was just like, but shout out to them because like I remember the first thing I was like, all right, I gotta get a drift car because I had sold that Versace suit, so I bought
How'd you,
bought
where'd
a
you
Bentley.
sell it?
no, I didn't sell it. I still have
You
it.
still have
I
it?
can't get rid of that
Oh,
thing. If anybody wants to buy it though, hit me up.
Yeah,
You're my
32
size.
long, baby.
It's vintage now.
But I bought an S14 that I bought a GS 300 from like the auction and stuff like for super cheap. And then I remember I messaged this dude about an S14 like a few months before, and he was like, "Oh, I'm trying to get like a family car." And I was like deleting messages one day, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "So I got this GS like 300. If you still have the car, like let's trade." And he was like, "Okay." So
Nice.
it was, and they live right by BMW.
He was on the Southwest. He's over there like Hillcroft area.
So he
So
came, they
then
came
I
and
met
looked
up
at the
with him.
cars and shit like that. I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, this car's probably like way worth than what you got that.
Yeah,
so I was
dude.
like, all right,
Dude, it was
Yeah,
he's
done
like
deal.
he's like underplaying it. The GS was a piece of shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Salvage title, like
and-
rebuilt title, like
it was a 98 like it was a white 98 S14 and it
But
was
the
a 5-speed,
fender,
wasn't it or
the
no?
fender,
Boy.
they painted it with like a fender roller. It looked insane.
Oh, no, they used like a paint roller on one of the fenders, so it was a little rough. But it was a
Yeah.
98. Like
Yeah.
98 worth some bread now.
Yeah.
And it was 5-speed. I don't know.
I had a
remember.
98.
Yeah,
It was a 5-speed.
Yeah.
Oh, 5-speed.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
a
that's
5-speed.
cool.
Yeah. So the dude bought like I mean, he was well.
Yeah, he had
knew what he
kids.
needed.
He had like
yeah.
a kid on the way. He was done with that thing. It was kind of like
Yeah.
interior was kind of trash, whatever. Then these guys were like, yeah, you got to put an SR into it. I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that is, but all right.
But we got a
go
good
find
deal
one.
on that
Yeah, they
motor
were cheap
too.
back
Yeah.
then. This is when they were
Oh,
cheap.
man.
Yeah.
So it was a nice setup. S14 SR had like cams and shit. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know. The guy who owns it now probably knows a lot more about the setup now, right? Because
Yeah.
he took it apart and stuff.
And then crashed it 17 times.
Yeah.
He trashed it the day after he bought it.
Yeah.
Oh,
He bought it like
man.
he bought it.
So
Kip
All right, so
owned it.
I sold it to Kip for
owned it.
dirt
Yeah,
fucking
Kip owned
cheap.
it.
Oh yeah, Kip. Kip bought it.
I
at
sold
one
it to
point.
Kip like way back in the day. I was just trying to get rid of it. I had like the E30. I had just gotten the E36, and we went and took it to like a Club Loose event.
Yeah.
We took both
And
cars.
the S14 was like cutting out just like bullshit. Like,
SR
like
shit.
I'm not gonna work on the car. This guy's here. He can work on it. But I brought the E36 too.
Yeah.
And I went
I'm
and
gonna
drove
drive
it
the
all
car that
day.
works. Yeah.
And they're like, I was just like, damn, this is awesome. I don't have to fucking worry about anything. I can just drive this thing. And I
Yeah.
was like, when I get, I'm selling this fucking thing. So I was
Yeah.
like, posted it,
Yeah.
sold it to Kip probably for like
What
4,500, $5,000 or
Oh,
some
man.
shit like
what
that.
killed us is the car had like the motor set had really aggressive cams.
Yeah.
So like anybody who's buying an SR car, the smart thing to do is do a compression
Compression
test.
test.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
And it had like 100 psi, and so like I don't know. Kip brought one of his old homies with him, and
It
he's
was
like,
Kev.
"Oh,
It was
Huh?
Kev.
no, it wasn't Kev.
It was
It wasn't Kev. It was the other guy, Jake, I think.
It was Jake, Kev, and Kip.
Maybe so, but either
Oh,
way,
yeah,
they
yeah.
talked us down essentially, like, oh, something's up with the motor. Blah,
I
blah.
didn't give a fuck. I was trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But then the crazy thing is they put stock cams in it, and the fucking compression went up to like 150. So it was just the stupid cams. Yeah, but
And
whatever.
then he sold it this like a
Kid
week,
sold
like,
it.
a couple of days after I sold it, there was a Lone Star Drift event coming up. So this kid, Austin, that I knew that I grew up from skating, was like, yo, do you still have the car? Like, Lone Star's next week. I'll give you like, I think he told me like, maybe asking price was like $6,000 or $7,000. I was like, I just fucking sold that thing for like so cheap. And I was like,
peanuts.
hit up Kip. So Kip sold it to him, and then like the first thing he did was like he
Put it into a
railed
K-rail.
the barrier.
Oh no.
What is
dude.
Kobe
But he still has that car to this day.
His bumper fell off.
Hey everybody, I'm here to tell you about CoroWorks. CoroWorks is the coolest shop on the planet, and if you have any disagreement, you can go there and fight them. CoroWorks is great. You could buy parts from them. They'll build you a full-blown FD car, whatever you want. CoroWorks are the homies. CoroWorks support the podcast. CoroWorks Por Vida Homes. Shout out CoroWorks. This is the worst ad of all time. I'm sorry, guys.
He's like out of the car. Adolfo's about to yard sale hit. He's about to run over his
Oh,
shit.
Adolfo's about to blow.
Because
his
Yeah,
shit
his-
up.
Adolfo's not
knee and
paying
shit.
attention. He's just yeeting it, and they're like, "Oh, stop! The track is shut down."
What happened?
Kobe like spun out and messed up his bumper, then got out of his car.
You gotta save that.
Okay,
thing,
now
man.
everybody's out. At least he's gonna fix it. That would have been a lot of money. We would just
And
watch.
grid's kind of backing up a little bit.
Yeah.
There's nobody
All
out
10
there, though.
cars.
Should've brought my
Decent
Wait,
selection
so-
today though.
Casey, how'd you end up starting like a skate shop? And
Well, that didn't come to like way later. So we had before then.
you skated?
Yeah, I've skated for like the last like 16 years.
Yeah.
So I've always skated. Like never really thought of a skate shop or whatever. But I had like I started like buying and selling cars with like one of my good friends.
Yeah.
And he like kind of taught us the ropes, and so I ended up like kind of branching off and starting like our own shop. Like got like a cheap kind of shop and like started doing my own thing. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we can like do car stuff here." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so we started doing that, and then me and Ed bought a food truck, and we were gonna do a food truck with one of our good members, our homie Bryant,
Yeah.
because he was a chef at the time. The food truck we ended up buying, we got it like off Craigslist for cheap, but it was just like mechanically it was like a piece of shit. But we like kind of built it out already, like
They put a
redid the whole
lot-
inside,
they
the
put a lot of
kitchen,
work.
everything.
Y'all painted it too, right? Like
Yeah, we
black?
ended up like we were gonna get it
So
wrapped,
shit.
and it was like so expensive. We are like, fuck it. We just ended up painting in the shop black,
Yeah.
like me and Ed. And then we were like, fuck, like this thing's kind of like rough, like it runs like rough. We did like tune up on it. It's just like it was probably like a 1985 like box Chevy or some
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
like
that
that.
thing needed help, dude. It was-
Yeah,
it was
bro. So
rough.
I was like, fuck it, Ed. I'm just gonna like post this thing on Craigslist for like, I think I posted it for 25, a little bit more than what we had into it. Some dude came down from Dallas, and he was gonna start a food truck. Cause like if you look at the pictures, brand new paint job, all the inside was like fully new. All like we had like the equipment and everything, flat top, fryers, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So he came down with his dad, and he was starting a food truck. And he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna drive this back to Dallas." And I was like, "Psh, "You are not gonna be able to drive this fucking thing back to Dallas." Like they drove it around the corner, like around the block, and it took them like 20 minutes because it's just like. I'm like,
Jalopy.
they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna drive it." I'm like, there's no way you can drive this back. Like you're gonna go get me like a cashier's check, and like I'm not gonna just be like, "All right, see you later." Close the shop, boom, gone. I'm like,
yeah.
I can probably have somebody tow it for you. So I had like we were buying and selling the car, so I had like the homie with a flatbed, and he put it on there, and that bitch was just like leaning like crazy. He's like, "I'll tow it. I don't give a fuck." He's like, "All right." He's like, I think he charged him like $1,000 maybe, $500 or something like that.
Yeah.
4-hour trip.
So it took him like 6 hours though. So it's like later that night, like we get the deal done, like cool, whatever. I'm not thinking of it. I'm like, I went out and stuff like that, and the dude's like blowing me up, like, "Yo, like the tow truck driver's like, he's not answering my phone." like what's going on. So like he's thinking
What?
like we like scammed him or something like that. But I know the dude's like a super good guy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like just have patience. Like nothing's gonna happen. Another hour or so goes by, and it has probably been about 6-7 hours. So I'm like, oh, okay, let me see what's going on. So like message the dude, but he ends up hitting me back like later on that night. Like I made it here, and he's just like, bro, that was like the sketchy. Like he shouldn't have towed it with his truck, like because the truck was like a 20-foot truck maybe,
yeah.
and like it barely fit on his flatbed.
Yeah, it
So
was
he was like
hanging
he
off
was
the
going
back.
over like turns and shit, like big like fucking overpass turning. He's like just white knuckling just because like it
Oh,
was just like
man.
so sketchy. He's like, yeah, I'll never like. It wasn't like worth the money and like the stress, but I was like,
30 miles all the way
appreciate
to
you.
fucking
Yeah,
Dallas.
pretty much, literally.
Like,
He,
just
that's what he,
crawling.
I think he had like his like kids in the car, like his wife and shit like
Yeah,
that.
we're-
I was like,
we're
damn.
Making a weekend trip.
So with that money, we ended up selling it or whatever, and then the opportunity kind of presented itself. There was a skate shop, so we're across the street from the nation's biggest skate park.
Yeah.
So there was a shop there already, but they do like screen printing. And one of the kids was like, "Oh, you got to make a skate shop," but they didn't know what they were doing or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So, one of my buddies, who was my partner at the time, had brought it up, like we could get this location. He's like pretty big into like the industry and stuff like that, so he knows like
Yeah.
a lot of people and stuff like that. So I was like, "Fuck it!" Like I just sold the food truck, so we kind of took that money and started the skate shop, and that's kind of just how that came about.
Sick.
Now they got
Yeah.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, like
Yeah.
I see your skate shop stuff like on other people's IGs that
Yeah,
like
it's
don't
dope. Yeah.
know about drifting at all. So
Mhm.
it's like really cool to see that like connection.
Yeah, and like to do what we've done in the short amount of time that we've been open is pretty crazy. We've only been open for it'll be 6 years in April. So we have like 3 locations, and like the reach and stuff that we have. Like my partner, he does a good job of like being in the industry and like marketing. Like he's really friends with like a lot of the pros and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he's like people think we pay all these pro skaters to like to rep the shop, but it's literally just like a form of respect. Like yo,
Yeah,
like
that's cool.
yo, can you like rep the shop and stuff like that? And they're like, fuck yeah, like because we like bring a lot of teams out,
Yeah.
do events at the big like park and stuff like
Yeah.
that, which like nobody does like demos and stuff like that
Yeah, that's
anymore.
like
You
a
know what I
thing of
mean?
the
Which is like
past.
we
Yeah.
do that. And, like we've had like a bunch of teams come out, and it's like huge thing. We do a signing, so it's like super cool to like bring that back to where it's like nobody's doing that shit anymore. So pretty cool.
That's dope.
I
Yeah.
wonder if drifting could ever be on that level. Like,
Nah.
I
don't
mean,
know.
kind of like
you bring a
final
team
bout.
out. Like I think you guys are
Lone Star brings
Actually-
out Naoki, but it's not that
well, no,
big because
team wise though.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you
Didn't y'all
guys
go
are
to, like-
on that shit actually.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
going to
you're already
Thrash-
there. Just
You
kidding.
gotta go to
Japan.
like Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic and shit. Do
Yeah.
a little demo.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying to
like
do
New
that
Zealand
tour,
and that
dude.
shit.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Bring me out to like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm over asking, could it be? Y'all already fucking doing it.
Yeah.
That
well,
shit's sick.
So wait, y'all getting flown out where?
I've never gotten flown out anywhere.
Well,
I pay for every flight. I get actually that's not true. That's how I MCing final bout.
Yeah,
You know.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a you thing though, for the
Yeah.
most part.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
not the team thing, but
Yeah.
I mean, like Julian.
I don't get
and
paid to
them,
do
like,
it. I just enjoy it.
even if you
It's-
have to pay your trip,
It's a
to
lot
go somewhere,
different trying to transport some cars than
Yeah,
some skateboards.
yeah,
exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think just getting invited to another country to
To
say, "Hey,
drive.
come drive a car," even if you have to spend your own money to get
They-
there, is probably like
they
the
have done
coolest
that though, right? Like
yeah.
New
Yeah,
Zealand
a lot,
and shit
yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
that's
I did it in
super
Australia.
dope. Yeah, Australia.
That was like probably one of the cooler things.
Yeah, that was
that's
sick.
happened
How
to
was
me
that?
from drifting.
How was
Dude,
that?
halfway hangs is wild, bro.
It looks like like man. I wish, dude.
It's
I
what
wish.
I didn't ask the right questions. Like I went out there trying to like in my head, I was like practicing. I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill this track. Like I gotta like put on for my team and all this
Mhm.
stuff. And then I got out there and realized like, bro, it's just a fucking week-long party.
Oh, shit.
Everybody's
And
blitzed
it
the
You
whole
was
something
practicing
real-
the wrong thing.
It's like cool cars, crazy Australians partying super hard, and then some drifting. Like,
occasionally.
and that's what it is. And I wish I like went there and embraced that better, but I like went out there with the wrong mindset. I
You
think
can
So I
come
was like-
train with us. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah, yeah.
go back to HQ and
Yeah.
get you ready for the party.
I mean,
Gotta
I have
deliver.
I have the roots, and I did. I got down.
Yeah.
I hung with the Australians, so I'm proud of
Yeah,
myself
that's-
for that.
How long was the hangover?
Probably some kangaroos.
The night that dude, I don't know if I should say what I did.
Oh yeah, let's hear it. Your turn.
It's another country. It doesn't count.
I was like pretty fucked up, and I was telling the bad company dudes that it was like towards the end of the trip, and I was like pretty sad I didn't get to see any kangaroos. So like we're staying in these like bungalow things and like this, it's like they take over this whole campsite. Like it's like a camp,
Sick.
like anybody can rent at this campsite, but they just book everything so early that like they take it over, right?
Yeah.
and there's cars everywhere. Everything's parked on the street. Like there's like cops and police helicopters and stuff. Like because all those cars are super illegal in Australia. Like
Yeah,
that's like
yeah,
part of the
yeah.
thing. They get like I think it's called like defected or something.
This is sketchy.
Because like your arrow can't be lower than your wheel or something like that over there.
There's
right?
like all kinds of rules, and
Weird
like
shit.
like cars would get like defected, just like rolling in. They get these like big yellow stickers on them. It means like not road legal anymore.
So it's like H2OI for Australia.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's wild.
So like, anyway, there's a lot of partying going on. And the night that I partied the hardest was definitely the night before I drove. I thought it was a 2-day event, like that I was gonna get to drive 2 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went to the track on like 2 hours of sleep. And anyway, the last night I was there hanging out with the bag company dudes. Like we were partying, and like I was fucked up and telling them about the stupid fact that I didn't get to see any kangaroos. And they go into the Airbnb, another one of their Airbnbs. They found some and sent me a picture and dropped me a pin. And I swear to God, dude, I ran there.
They were like close, like
It was like a mile.
that's close. Yeah,
I ran like a full on mile,
like wild ones.
like trashed.
they were just chilling.
Did you fight one or no?
That
They
was
were
like-
gone by the time I got there. And I
That was
still-
me at fucking Final Bout 4. Running
I
off
can't
like
wait
2
for
hours
him to
of
tell this
sleep.
story. We'll finish yours first, but Jesus Christ.
That was a nightmare.
But yeah, I blew up Zach. I blew up Zach's E36, so I feel
Like,
bad
sick.
about that. I got like a few laps in. I got to drive like a Altezza with a 1J and some other cars and stuff. So it was still fun. And I
Yeah.
feel like I did decent for like right hand drive on a course I've never driven. Like I was like
That's- yeah.
tandeming, and
Yeah.
What was
Zach's
the
car
course
was
again?
really hard to drive.
What's that track?
Rayleigh. They call it Rayleigh.
Rayleigh.
That's not the one
Or
that's
like
like kinda on
Raleigh,
the-
almost like.
Yeah, you
Like
like
that,
go
like
up a
North
hill
Carolina.
and then
Yeah.
It's
down.
like really skinny and shitty, like dirt everywhere. And
How
shit.
was
Is
the
that
actual
that
track
one?
surface? Because it looks like
Dude,
ass.
that track is fun as fuck, man.
But like the track surface though, like is it like?
It looks like an
looks
actual
terrible.
track if I'm thinking about the
It looks.
right.
It is a kart track. Like
Yeah.
it was a kart. I think it used to be like a water park with like a go kart track in the middle, and then
Okay.
like the
Shit.
water park doesn't
Yeah.
exist anymore, and then like it's just a
Run down asphalt
yeah.
on the side of a hill.
But it looks like a lot of fucking fun.
It looks fun as
It's
fuck.
fun,
It looks like
yeah.
my car would get trashed.
Oh yeah, like I don't know how
Yeah.
like some of the low cars make it because there's like big drop offs. Like
Yeah, it
if
looks
you
gnarly.
I mean I went off hard in Zach's car.
Would
Our
you blow up on the
teammates.
E36?
Sorry, Zach.
What the fuck? Michael Ty's here?
Yeah, our teammate
the hell?
showed up at 4 o'clock.
He's driving.
Jesus Christ.
I
That's
have
why I was like, what the fuck?
I have no idea actually what I did to his car.
Watch, he's about to
I
spin
think he
out.
told me
He's gonna spin out.
Did it
I
run
don't know,
knock
I
or
think he's
something, or
gonna,
like
turbo it at some point? He's building like a really, really, really sick Volvo right now, so I don't think that's like on the back burner. But yeah, they like pulled that car out of store. Like it hadn't been driven in a year.
Nice.
And
then
you blew it up?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Real shit.
yeah. Sorry,
Oops.
guys.
Mhm.
But
Let's see. I don't
So-
know. Like,
yeah. What's the farthest you guys have traveled?
Shawano.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the only traveling
Is it
we've ever
Shawano
done.
or Shawano?
That's
Shawano.
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 I call it
Shawano.
Shawango.
Shawango.
Apparently,
that's my
from
name.
the drunk dude outside the bowling alley, it's Shawano. Some shit like
Shawano.
that.
Not in
Shawano.
Shawano, you don't.
Not Shawano.
Yeah, talk like Martino.
Yeah. I don't know. Even further back,
Yeah,
I
you-
guess, than like Final Bout. Like, or no, I guess Final
We
Bout
did the
was
Coda
10
event with
Oh,
Essence
that
and
was
them.
far, yeah.
We
That was
did that one.
3
That was a cool
hours.
trip because
That
we
was-
got like the
oh,
barn
yeah.
style fucking like
badass
Airbnb. That's
B&B.
like that was pretty dope.
Yeah, it's like a ride along event that Lone Star does, and that was back when we were still like not beefing with them yet. And
Ain't nobody beef.
yeah, fuck them,
Yeah,
man. It's
no
beefing
beef.
Oh,
forever,
Lone
man.
Star?
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah, we were just like trying to drive events. There's no
Yeah,
other
there's the only thing we
outlet, so
could.
it was just like that's
Yeah.
like the only thing. Like we're like, fuck it, we'll go.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It's like during Super Lap Battle, which is like a time attack thing, like on Coda, like actually racing.
Yeah.
And then we were like in a little parking lot doing demos, like paid ride-alongs and shit.
Oh, that's
It was
cool.
a skid pad, and it was
Skid
like
pad.
really icy too.
It was
Yeah.
super
It
slick.
was fun though. It was a fun
But-
setup.
The coolest part was we got to do like 3 parade laps on Coda in our
Oh, yeah.
cars.
At
We
10
could only
miles
go-
an hour.
We could go like 40, 50, but it was
Yeah.
like we couldn't drift. But like
Yeah.
we still drove our cars on Coda.
Yeah, that was-
Like,
Yeah, that's
that's
pretty tight.
that's pretty fucking sick. Like
Yeah.
driving through where all the grandstands are at like the start,
Yeah.
that shit was like very surreal feeling.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Uh,
what my car still wasn't done yet. At the
I don't
time.
think so.
I don't remember what
don't know
happened
what
because
was going on.
Josh's car was running and driving.
Yeah, right.
He kept throwing
right.
belts, Jay-Z shit.
Yep.
And
That was
then-
cool. And then we did like our first like event together. It was a little before that, like where everybody's car was painted. he has a really cool story of
smashing the bumper the last 5
yeah, you can tell your
minutes of the
GGP
event,
story
just
on
blow
that
up
one.
the 326 kit. Was it both bumpers?
Yeah, it was both bumpers. I don't know, man. I've always struggled to keep aero on my car. Even like, I mean, right now it doesn't make sense because of how high it is, but before it was low.
That 326 kit was just
Yeah.
fucking
I used to
cursed.
trash it every time I drove it on the street.
Yeah, it was pretty sick though.
It was all right. Definitely peaked at that one. It's just
Yeah.
all been downhill from there. But like, I don't know. I don't remember, dude. I don't even know how it happens in a parking lot of all places.
You was looking back like this, driving
Well,
in your rear view.
Not even. Well, yeah,
That's my favorite.
Slamming on the brakes.
my bumper came off. Like my rear bumper came off, and I was like trying to look at it through the mirrors, and I saw it dragging. I'm like, ah, shit. And I'm looking at the mirrors, and then when I look up, there's a K-rail right
shit.
in front of me. So I just beeline straight into the K-rail.
Those are the ones that like move, like have like some water or sand in it, but it's still fucking trash.
It broke the bumper in half and it like dented the hood. I fucked my shit up.
That was like his first event with it like fully painted.
It was
everything,
nice.
Like,
yeah, it was
San
the first
Marino
of many
blue.
repairs on that setup.
And that was like, so like that event, like we were all there, all our cars worked. Jimmy was there, and like
Ron knocked
Andrew.
his motor, I think, that event.
Yeah, and like we
Oh,
knew who
man.
Jimmy was back then, but like never. I don't think we really ever.
We were
talked
like
to
the
him.
only like nice cars at the
Style
event. Everything
cars,
else
I
there
guess,
is just
you know.
like fucking.
Other than Jimmy.
That's
and,
how I
like,
met.
Andrew.
Like the first event I went to, the Lone Star event, I parked next to Colin when he was like 14.
Yeah,
he was
from-
driving the
from-
E36.
Yeah.
Like he was driving like
yeah.
he was competing and stuff like that, and I like just got my M3 and like pulled up to him and I'm like, it's like my first event I think, and then he was like,
Bricked
"Damn,
up.
this car's so nice. Like, don't crash it." I was like, "Thanks,
Thanks,
I didn't,
yeah.
thanks. Yeah, I didn't want to do that, but I'm gonna try really hard not to."
Yeah.
That was like, I don't know if Colin, you all talked about that, but like that was like his origin into like wanting to do this shit. As we pulled up to an event he was at and his like competition E36,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh wait, cars can look like this."
Yeah. I had
And
no
then,
idea.
then now like you know
That's what
he's-
happens when you come from Louisiana.
that's exactly it, dude.
Yeah.
Come out to Houston and check out all the cool style stuff.
But then we started doing like our own event stuff at like
Yeah.
HPA when HPA was like a thing. Mike and them had the shop, so they were getting like the insurance for the track.
Which-
So we were doing like our own events, and it was just super low key. It was like
20
us,
people.
Essence.
Yeah.
Then
and
Mike and them started reaching out to like Croc House, Getaway,
Yeah.
like way early
kind
on.
of started like the team.
Big
wannabe.
Big apologies to the people that I told no to back in the day that I'm cool with now. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
we
just
were-
tough.
It was kind of like, yeah, it was like kind of like us and like Essence, and then like we were like, oh, should like we invite these guys? And then some people would be like, kind of like, no,
We didn't want to
no,
open
but
the
it was just like,
floodgates.
That's a lot easier
Yeah.
to be a hater when you're younger too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't really
Not a hater,
this is
but
only
it's like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
5
we
years
were
ago.
like, we fucking sucked at the time too.
Yeah,
So
we
it was
were
like we were
so
just trying to
away.
keep it low key, like whatever like the cost was,
Learn
like
on
to rent
our
the
own.
track and shit like that. We were just trying to keep.
we were just
it
trying to
like
break
that.
even. Like I was just trying to drive with the homies and
Yeah,
like
like,
everybody could do our own thing. Like
Honestly,
not have
man,
to worry about a venue.
I get that. Like driving big events and like having like the best driving and the best like progression I've ever gotten was from like small
Yeah,
events
just-
with the people that you're hoping to drive with and
Comfortable
stuff.
with, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That and like when we go to Lone, or we would go to
so
Lone
much less to
Star,
think about.
It was
Yeah.
like pro-am cars, hot lapping with like us and a dude who's never drifted before.
Yeah.
Like all at the same. It was just like a shit
Yeah.
show.
And then like there was a situation at those events where Mikey, he used to have an SC. Just I don't
Oh,
even know if
yeah.
you could see him in the drive by. But he used to have an SC there, and that car. I mean, I remember he let me
Super
drive it
nice.
when I was building it. So it
Yeah.
was like a single turbo 2J setup, and that thing was like untuned on 10 psi, and it ripped. And he let me drive it one time, and I was like, "Damn, this thing is fucking tight."
Yeah.
And like a couple events later, he was at an LSD event, and he spun somewhere. And it was hot laps, so they sent a guy down the track, and the guy just smashed into the car.
Like his like battery
Totaled
came
it.
undone or something,
Oh,
and it just crashed. And
Yeah.
it was. I think that was kind of like
There was a lot of neglect at the. It
Yeah.
seemed like there. I mean, I don't know how it actually
Just
was, but it
chaos.
seemed like it was a lot of chaos and neglect at those events. Like nobody cared.
no self awareness.
like
Yeah.
our grid half the time, like at normal events, like runs itself. We don't even really need because everyone here is like minded.
like right now, there's. Oh, I guess.
I mean,
Eric is
Eric.
there.
Yeah, I think Eric is out there, but like for the most part, it almost
Yeah,
runs
that's how a lot of the
itself.
Super D stuff is.
Just
Yeah,
like
everybody kind of knows. Like,
yeah, like
little common sense goes a long way at these types
Yeah.
of things.
and then
That shit goes out the window
yeah.
sometimes.
So and like they've said at HPA, that's Houston Police Academy. It's a police training facility
Yeah.
Yeah.
that they rent out
Yeah.
the track to, which was weird as fuck to begin with.
Yeah, you can't drink or anything like that.
Yeah, it's, like,
They're
very
real
strict,
sticklers
but-
about it.
Yeah.
But it was a cool place, like for us to kind of start. And then I think like the first special stage happened. here at Speed Sports.
Yeah, there was
and-
no drifting here before. Well, they
No,
came out.
I was,
they
I
came
was
out
like,
and did
I was the
one
first
day.
one, I
Yeah.
think, to really get to drift here, aside
Yeah.
from Shredder. Shredder, I think, was the first one. The
Yeah.
movie
Oh,
star.
shit.
Oh, him.
Boy,
Which is
well,
one?
well,
Isn't it?
that
I heard
red
a
car.
rumor that's not his real name.
I don't know. His real name's Fielding.
Cheddar Shredder.
I don't know. That might not be true. Someone
He's just gone
someone
by
fact check
Shredder
that.
since like 20. I don't know. I've known about him since like 2008.
That's
Yeah.
a pretty sick name.
I beat him at
honestly.
dice.
Sick.
Go what?
I beat him at dice.
Oh
I
yeah.
was taking
Good.
Run the
everybody's money
pockets?
at dice.
Good.
I got somebody that might beat you in dice. My boy Jesus over here.
Yeah.
So every year for the last 10 years, Mike has a Jesus costume that
There's
he wears
a
for
reason
Halloween.
for that, man. There's a reason.
He
for
wears
that.
it
Come on
every
now.
year.
Every year.
But then
Same
one of my,
one.
like, we'd always have Halloween parties at my house, and Mike was just running everybody's pockets in my garage, like with dice. I have a picture of Mikey just like with dice, and he has the wig too. He wears the
whole
wig,
thing.
Yeah.
and he just
Yeah.
letting him go, and he
For
just has a
some
handful of
reason-
money.
For some reason,
77 sevens. baby.
I don't know how that's not surprising, but it's not surprising at all.
Why?
I don't know.
That shit, like,
You
why,
just-
do I come off as the type of person to just fucking wreck it on dice and shit?
You
or
look
what?
like you got a smooth roll, dude.
Yeah.
I'm pretty surgical with it, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right.
I'm
We can
not
play
gonna-
after this,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. I'm not gonna take any. I'm not gonna put any secrets out there. I'm sure you got some techniques.
Yeah. Nobody follow my fucking
Yeah, it was
swing.
funny. Oh, and then one year, one of our homies, George, and his homie Pint, they dressed up as fucking Josh's. Like, so these fools are fried. But they didn't have any like
They're both
Halloween.
white,
Like they
by the
didn't
way.
have. Huh?
They're white.
They're
by the way.
white.
It's just-
So
put
one of
this out
them
there.
dressed like both of them dressed up as Mike and Josh from EMG, and one like painted his face like light
Black.
skin, like
Like
black,
brown,
like
yeah.
Josh.
And he like got a fake tattoo sleeve to match Josh, and they just showed like they didn't tell nobody this is gonna happen.
My wife and them were like pissed.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
they
They don't
didn't
know
find
any
it funny, but it's
better.
like, bro, like this kid is harmless. Like it's like
straight up
It
does
was
not know any
amazing.
better.
I was like, y'all are fucking idiots.
like wearing the
but-
company shirts with the logo on
Yeah.
it. Like it was.
He's like,
it was
oh,
so
you gotta be
good.
costuming, you gotta go all the way. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was
good.
funny as shit.
What's up, everybody? I'm here to tell you about Felony Form. And if you don't know about Felony Form is like the OG over fender company for E36s. They make a bunch of other parts now. The owner, Ollie, actually passed away recently, RIP. He was a big supporter of what I was doing, and I'm a big supporter of what he was doing, and his family actually like took the torch and they're trying to carry his legacy on. They're working with PJ from Bosstown. They're keeping the brand alive. The car that he built was legendary. I saw it on Stance Works. It was an inspiration to me. And if you want to support the OG who really kind of reinvented the fenders for the E36, like there is only one. There's a lot of copies, but there's one OG. So you know what we do on the Goodest cast. We support the homies and we support the OGs. So check them out. Get yourself some fenders. I've had the same ones on my car since 2015. So they're quality. It's good stuff. Good people. Check them out. Felony Form.
So I don't know, like, so yeah, KU, or well, I guess, so Special Stage South, the first one, was when we were still kind of doing HPA shit.
Mhm.
And then, like, the first Special Stage South, like, you weren't here. It was awful.
Yeah,
It, like, kind of
terrible
rained that
driving.
morning. So
Yeah.
the track was spotty. We're all super green. Every team is super green except
Yeah,
for,
we
like,
all
Moon
fucking
Power
sucked.
came.
Yeah.
And, like, Break Shift came from Florida.
Yeah.
Booth's old team. I don't know if they're still a thing or not.
Mm.
But yeah, they like shit on all of us. We were all spinning out everywhere. We crashed like super bad.
Oh man.
And then after that, like I think Simba and Ilya talked to you, right, about like really trying to keep something going.
Yeah, like, I need to
Yeah.
do something with this track.
At that time, we had already done a few like private events.
Yeah.
So the obvious thing would be for to continue it.
Yeah.
But man, those private events already took a lot out of like time wise and
You got a
stuff like
business
that.
to run.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I don't really want that responsibility. And like, it's hard for me to be an asshole sometimes.
Yeah.
Like telling people no for events is like,
Yeah.
it was kind of taking a toll on me for some reason.
yeah.
I was like, I don't really want that kind of responsibility.
yeah.
But we know one guy. that
Jim
has
took
no
it over
problem.
real good.
Yeah.
So
One guy that has no problem
Yeah.
being an asshole.
Yeah.
Jim took over.
So he
and-
takes all the heat, but yeah,
Yeah.
so and then Jim does a great
But he
job
scored
all
with
the
it, like,
knuckle up.
Yeah.
So
Jim's been killing
makes
it,
it
man.
way easier.
I
'cause-
mean, you got no one wants to be excluded, and like obviously like you're not excluded from some of the other like options or
Yeah.
whatever. Like you could
But
sign
like,
up if you
if your
want to.
fucking car sucks, I mean, like
Yeah,
it's hard to
it's
tell
just-
somebody
it
that because they're
is.
like, my car's fucking awesome. Like, why
Yeah.
can't I
Yeah.
fucking come drive with it? And then they see Mike gets it passed because he has no bumpers. They're like, oh, I thought you can only have a full kit if you want to drive
Yeah,
knuckle up. They're
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
But it's
well, he's
different
like
if you've been-
grandfathered in, so
Yeah. Or even it's just like even if some
I'm-
guy's car
I'm
with no bumper.
definitely grandfathered into Final Bout. I showed up with a stock rear bumper that didn't match. And
Different
like all kinds of
color.
stuff. My car was whooped. Different colored door. Like
You put in
Sometimes-
the
I was like, Simba, you gonna let me drive like this? And he's like, grandfathered in. I was like, all right.
Sometimes, man, this is expensitive upkeep at the end of the day. Dude.
That-
yeah.
Sometimes you don't even have the time to finish something up like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
You
Yeah.
could tell who had a cool car at one point. Like that doesn't mean they figured they lost how to do it. You know,
Yeah.
we're going through shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I still want to drive.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't have the money to make my car look perfect.
You put in the effort. You did it before.
More
Yeah.
importantly, the car started off at one point really nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it was always a piece of shit and it just continued to become
Like
a
it got
bigger piece
bad
of shit.
because I drove it hard.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not,
That too.
Yeah.
Within
Or
reason,
people
right?
drove hard into me.
There you go.
Or I drove it hard into other things.
Yeah. That was us yesterday. That was cool. That was
yeah.
really
But we
great.
drove really good.
Yeah.
Shit happens, so fuck it.
Yeah, like the first year, we probably got last place the first
we
year.
got sixth.
Did we really?
We got
You with the
six.
wreck?
Ran
Holy
it back.
shit.
Everybody
Damn, we
was
got
so
sixth
bad.
again?
We got six then with a right full
Jesus.
circle. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And we had 6 cars back then on track. We had 6. Yeah,
Time
yeah.
to retire, fellas.
Wait, so
Was Michael Ty even driving?
Yeah, he was driving.
That first event,
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
he was last in
He
that
was last.
in that
I was
lineup.
leading.
It was Zach, Josh, me, you, and Michael Ty. Ed took the
Oh yeah.
took the
Yeah.
took
Yeah,
a seat on
that was a
one.
bad one, but that was
Yeah, I got fucked on that one. That's for sure.
yeah, that was
Oh well.
sick.
So why? Yeah. So you guys were just like a crew of cool cars and got into drifting. Like what made you guys want to really push and do the Final Bout thing? Was it like somewhere you felt like
That was
you
these
fit
two
in?
guys.
No, we always wanted it. It was just
Yeah.
like a lot of us couldn't afford to drift at the beginning, but we could afford to
Yeah.
have a car
Yeah.
that we just slammed the shit out of and
Yeah.
ruined.
Yeah.
That was a lot cheaper
That's
than
relatable,
drifting.
man.
But
Yeah.
Mike and Zach and Josh were like that. Like they knew about. I didn't even
Wanted
know what the
this
fuck
shit,
Final
yeah.
Bout was. Until
Yeah.
like before then, they're like they went to what Final Bout 2, 3.
3.
So me and Zach went to FB3, and then like at that point it was like, all right,
we
let's-
met everybody.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think
everybody
I
you
met
talked
you
to.
even there that time.
and
And
met
like
all the tall boys.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And that was like when we first started hanging out with Jim and stuff like that too. So that's when like the Houston community kind of got a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And then we went to Final Bout, and I was like, all right, well, this shit's kind of cool.
Escaping to get to Final Bout 3 was when this big hurricane.
Oh, yeah.
oh,
Harvey.
the hurricane, yeah.
Harvey.
We had to pull this man out of
yeah.
a flood. Like
I literally
had to
waited.
swim.
Yeah, I waited out of my apartment complex.
Boy swam with his little
and Cayman-
floaties to
Yeah.
get to Jim's car.
Like my dog was literally swimming for like a mile. It's because Jim came and picked us up. Like he drove from the other side of town.
Oh,
They came and
bro.
got me. He had to park like 2 miles away because he couldn't get to. There was boats driving next to my
Man.
apartment complex the night before.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We weren't even at your complex. It was a
No,
different
you were like
complex, right?
a mile away.
That's what I'm saying, because
I
we
had to
couldn't get that
swim.
close. And like we get to the random apartment complex that was as close as we could get
Yeah.
to him. And like we get out, and the lady's like, "Be careful, there's gasoline everywhere." I was like, "Oh shit!"
dude, I was wading
Yeah.
through this. It
Man
was
came out
awful.
smelling like ass.
Yeah, it smelled
Oh
bad.
my
Then so
God.
we like moved our flights from Houston to Dallas, and then flew
Yep.
to
That's
FP3.
crazy.
Yeah, because the
And-
airports here in Houston were closed.
Oh, yeah, everything
What was
was
it?
closed.
No,
They weren't
what,
flooded, but it was just closed.
what hurricane was that?
Harvey.
Harvey.
That was
there
our
you go.
first big
Harvey. Yeah, that was rough, dude.
It was insane.
Man.
Yeah.
And
And,
then-
but yeah, then like Jim was kind of me and Mike's like gateway into like the community. You know, he introduced us to everyone that we kind of knew on the internet, but not really.
Yeah.
I didn't really know. Like I didn't socialize as much. He knew a lot more people.
It's like
then
Max and stuff like that. Max
Yeah.
kind of helped out. Like,
Big
remember the
time.
whole.
Max and
Remember at
Dom.
the time? Do you remember at the time the Squirters chat?
still
Yeah.
going.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked.
Are you allowed to talk about that?
I don't know.
Never mind.
But yeah,
But
it's
that's like whenever that happened, and then
Meeting.
Mac, like I started talking to everybody, and that's like you put faces to the names and the
Yeah.
people you talk to.
Were you at the
Yeah.
Chief Keef house?
No, I wasn't.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that shit looks sick.
That
shit
looks
was
Yeah,
insane.
that's tight.
That shit was so
That's tight.
It's the best because they had no idea that they were in the Chief Keef house
Yeah.
until like
Because it was
We were
Jordan's
there,
house, right?
like,
It's
somebody-
Michael Jordan's
It was
house. and
next
then
to
Chief-
Jordan's
It
house.
was like
okay.
close to. It was down the
Yeah,
street.
like if you were to tag it or something, it would pop. You could tag like Michael Jordan's house. That's
Yeah.
how close you were.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like met Front Street and everybody there. Like Front Street came in like what we felt like we were like 6-7 years ago.
These
they
motherfuckers
had like
are shooting
20
dice
people.
and shit too.
Yeah,
Dude,
it was like
they got an entourage everywhere they go.
Yeah, that's some real shit, bro. I like
love that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it made us feel like that's how we used to
like,
be.
damn,
We
bro,
just
is that how
didn't
people
drift
see
yet.
us? Like,
Yeah,
that was wild.
that was cool as fuck.
And it was just me and this guy because
So like we're going to Wisconsin, and then like 10 of their friends are like, we're going too. They're like, all right, like
we had to drag this guy there. We tried to get all of them to go. They wouldn't go the first year.
It was, dude. That was right before EMG.
Julian
too.
told me about one, and I was like, I'm not going to that shit. That shit's on.
Yeah, I was the same way. Like, I'm not gonna go to an event if I'm not able to drive. Like, I didn't even know what it was. But I was like, I was skating a whole bunch then too.
Yeah.
So like, and I had like a flight pass. So I was like, I looked up like they're like Green Bay. There was no really flights. I was like, if I could hop on a flight, like I'll come, but I'm not about to fucking pay for this shit. Like,
Yeah. Fly to Chicago and
Anybody else?
yeah.
yeah.
But
You?
and then after that, I mean,
No, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Special Stage South, and then fucking
You don't want one later?
Yeah, we drove.
really
Man.
realizing how
This is still the
shitty
last
we
one.
did then,
This is
and
the
just
last one.
trying
Yeah,
to
I'll
progress
get
our
the lid.
driving and stuff from then, and then
Still
just.
respond.
And it's funny because we don't ever drive as a whole team unless it's a final bout event. Like when we're at
Really?
club events, it's
Oh,
probably
not on
just me and
purpose.
Zach and me
Not
and
on
Mike.
purpose.
Yeah.
And then like Michael type, like
Man,
it
you
just
gotta
never
do
works
that
out. We're just like
more.
always like,
You know-
all right, we're going on track. Like we don't make like a point to do it.
Well, we
That
do,
happens-
but
that's
just
final
something
bout,
always
bro.
happens.
that
Like,
happens
yeah.
to us too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so difficult.
We
I
just
was-
drive a lot and with one or two
Mhm.
of each other, and then like that means when we
It just
come together,
works.
we can. But I mean, we don't
like
do well at team tandem anyway because we're always like trying to kill each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait,
We're
but
not
how far do y'all live from each other?
So I just moved
Are
like
y'all spread out? Or?
400 miles from like
Jesus.
everybody. Yeah, so I'm a little sad about that, but I think there's gonna be there's like some good stuff too. Like,
Yeah.
That's good,
Yeah.
But Jason lives in Sac, Ryan lives in Sac, Julian lives in like Sonoma County, Luke lives in Sonoma County, Aaron lives in Washington
Far as
State,
fuck, right?
and Brandon Strong is
Canada or whatever.
he's
right?
in Calgary. So
Yeah.
Y'all are spread out.
I think I
there.
listened
Yeah.
to Aaron's thing, and he did like that trip to come hang out with you like 4 times in 1 year or something.
well,
It was like, isn't it like
We were-
20 hours or 10? I don't know. That's a lot.
yeah, he drove Grange more than he drove at home
What?
last year.
Mhm.
And how far is that away from Calgary?
It's like,
Or
no,
Aaron.
Aaron.
sorry,
Well, I mean,
Aaron.
it's
Still a drive.
He's from he lives in like north of Seattle, and he's
Oh,
driving all the way
gosh.
down to LA, which is like I think it's at least like 15, 16 hours.
Nah.
That's basically
I got
Shimano
maybe
at that
20.
point,
I
like-
got a lot more respect for y'all, bro, because we talking about Dallas. I'm like,
yeah.
Or are we
4
talking
hours.
about,
I
like-
don't- you know what? I've noticed that like a lot of the, you guys got it so good, you don't need to drive very far.
Yeah.
Speed Sports is pretty
Man,
fun.
I'm
man.
literally 20 minutes from here.
But now I'm an
Yeah.
hour and a half from Grange, so
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
once I
Feels like 20 minutes.
once
now.
I financially recover from moving, I'm gonna go in.
Got to bounce back still.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, driving with the boys is everything.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
straight up,
like
dude.
going by yourself to like a track day is
Nope.
cool because you can like go do entries or whatever. Or,
Don't
like,
care.
Yeah,
No, but, like,
that's why
drive-
me and Zach drive together a lot
Yeah,
too. That's
like-
why I make it a point to like come out to the events too. It's like fuck, he's gonna be like the only one. Mike can't go. That doesn't
we
really
have the 2
go.
most reliable cars.
Yeah, yeah,
My- man,
that
hey,
too.
relax. My
You have
shit's-
driven a lot
my
more
shit-
events now.
My shit is not
After-
unreliable at this point.
I didn't say you were unreliable. You're getting guilty conscious because all I said we have the most reliable cars, and
All
you
right,
took
man.
that shit to heart. So that's you already
But
know.
we
You already know.
we drive the most events together, and we just need to get Ed to drive more events with us
Yeah.
and stuff like that. He always like his car is perfectly fine, but a month before the event, a few weeks before the event, he wants
Take it
to
all
do
apart.
like some random shit.
Stupid
Too. Oh,
ass
I
shit
can't
you don't
drive.
even
I
need.
gotta
I got to replace the
relocate
main
my
bearings.
yeah. I gotta make my battery nice.
and like he'll be down for like months, and then
I think number 1 piston ring needs to be replaced.
yeah, got to tear it down. Man.
Yeah. So
oh my god, man. Yeah, no, but like, yeah, you guys drive. The more you drive with everybody, the more in sync you'll be.
yeah.
The better boy band you'll be. You know,
And
Yeah,
now the sim is like kind of helped a
Yeah,
bit
we,
too.
we've
That's
been
been
simming
fun.
pretty hard lately.
that's good too.
Simming
Yeah.
hard.
Yep.
It's been all right, man. It's the
See
team's
you in the
progressed.
Bahoku. We saw you in the Bahoku lobby one time.
Yeah.
Oh
Randomly.
yeah, we haven't
and
joined
it's-
your Thursday
yeah.
night shit yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that shit looks insane
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. Like a
Yeah,
computer's gonna
sideways
blow
love
up.
dudes. Like, cause I was like, oh, I want to do an Aceto night, and they hit me up. They're like, you
It's
want
like
us
the
to run
30
it?
car train.
Yeah, it's
Dang.
all potato
Dude,
connection.
yes,
the
it's-
ping's like 300 or what?
No, it's
Yeah.
good.
It's not bad.
I don't
Like
know
they,
how.
I don't know what
They got better servers or
sorcery
something.
the Sideways Love dudes have figured out with like the servers, but like
Well, they're probably spending some money on
Yeah,
the
they probably
service.
spent some
man.
money.
they're like, yeah, but they got it. They it's so good, and like the concepts that they keep coming to me with are like so good.
Damn.
I'm doing almost no effort. They're doing
Just
99% of the work.
Put
It's
your
just,
name on it.
it's just like bringing the community of people who like to drive that way to
Yeah.
somebody who can host it really well is like the perfect.
You
That's
can't.
literally KU. For
You
us.
can't gatekeep anymore at the end of the day. Like if
That's
like
hard.
if you try to like everything that it is right now is because somebody influenced you at one point or another.
Yeah.
And like if you just continue to shut people out and like you don't really help out the new generation,
Don't
like,
know
the
what they're
shit,
gonna be capable
the
of.
shit
in the
dies
future.
with you.
Like-
Like
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
my favorite story of that scenario, the blue 180 that's been driving around,
Yeah.
a really nice one.
Yeah.
He started off at one of our training events with a stock R32, like
Mm.
2 years ago.
Mhm.
Didn't know about drifting until he was like 25. He just came here and was like, "This is sick." And then the next event he had BN
yeah.
and slammed on like stock wheels. And
Oh,
then the
that's
next
cool.
event he had TEs and it was purple. And like he just
Sick.
did all the right things.
Yeah.
And then now he has like a cool 180. But
Yeah, you figured out the
he's-
formula.
he's been in it for 2 years.
Yeah. That's
And
cool.
like, but like having to see everybody here, like,
Yeah, you don't have to grow up with this shit. Like,
right.
But he
yeah.
also has the right people around him too.
That
Like he
too.
has
Yeah,
Nelson
yeah.
and them to where like if it's just you solo, like you don't.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
and if you don't have
they're-
people like that, then that's like not gonna be the case.
Yeah, you're
They're
just kind of on your
crazy
own at
story.
that one. You're like looking at FD, like, oh man, hell
This
yeah,
is
one
sick.
day.
Yeah.
Well,
One
that's
day.
all there is. Like that's
Yeah.
all you can find easily, right? And then like now that Seb's got all the cool drift cars and music videos, people are like, wait, what's
Yeah.
this? Like,
Shout out to them. That shit's crazy.
Yeah, all the
They were
era
doing
picture
it.
cars stuff is
Wait,
like
who?
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seb. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
from
Real Dream.
Real Dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Never mind.
Yeah.
So like him and his boys out in LA are like they have
Putting
a
it on.
company where they like find
They
cars for
rent,
the
like,
videos.
No, that's sick.
And so like because he has great taste and they have great taste, like
That's just getting more exposure to
they're
like the
picking
everyday
the right
person.
stuff. You know, like some company goes like, we want a drift car, and then like if it's just some
We'll find you
random
the cool
movie
shit.
stuff, they're like, oh okay, like
350Z.
Formula Drift. Yeah.
Yeah,
But like,
like-
he's like, you
Those
know,
drift.
Matt Powers
He's like,
S14.
Oof. Good day. Oof. Man, that was a big influence for us.
Yeah,
bro.
back in the day, Matt
I, don't,
Powers.
Yeah.
I hope he knows like what he did for drifting and his like couple of years that he was in the
green was
limelight.
so good.
Yeah,
Dude.
PS2 side skirts. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, that car was tight,
KT.
man.
Because that was before I
You
knew
know,
any
he
of these
flat
guys.
toed to all the FD rounds.
Yeah,
with that
dude.
thing.
That's wild.
To
dude.
FD, bro. KAT flat toe.
This man was lifting heads like crazy too. I remember back in the day reading up on like the forbidden forums and shit, like the ones that you had to have access to. Used to use a friend's login.
Oh yeah, I was never
yeah.
on there.
The ZT.
Yeah, ZT baby.
Yep,
Pass.
I was never cool enough.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
I was
though.
never either.
Yeah, I got some logins, but
Yeah,
that's-
we
I was
used to
too. I
use-
was too young.
I
man.
was really young. I had no
Yeah.
idea what was going on. Didn't
Bro,
know
I was a
anything.
child on that forum.
Yeah.
Like, damn, this is crazy.
Yeah. I've only heard rumors.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's some shit.
Like,
I know a bunch of people that were on it, but like I
Yeah,
I
you
was
know,
too-
it
I
was
too young.
yeah, like Nick Hogan. What was that thing? Wasn't he on there at one point?
don't know.
Pretty sure. I know that's like a little bit older than all of us, I think.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
Matt, like I think I got into cars like late high school. I graduated in 2010 and like kind of found FD and all that stuff because Lone Star was the thing here.
Well, that's
And,
the first thing that you find,
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
if you're,
I
like,
think it was
into
FD.
especially like earlier on. It was like FD, but it was on like G4 and like
Yeah,
Benson and Nadine were driving in like 04 and stuff, and then
Yeah.
like I don't know 2010. It was
That's
still
when I got
kind
into
of
it,
like accessible, relatable.
I mean,
a
yeah,
little bit.
Matt was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when the power level was like a lot lower. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
the entry barrier was a lot like
Yeah.
smaller too.
I
I,
remember
guess you
when
could say.
Matt Field came to Sonoma Drift with his like it was like a LS1 with like cams, and an S14.
Holy shit.
And you're like, damn,
What the
that
fuck
thing's
is going on here?
fast. Like that thing sounds crazy. And now it's like that's like a
Baby,
whatever
yeah, they
setup.
can
yeah,
get
you
in
know?
the pro-am with that now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you couldn't even place in pro-am with that. I
don't
mean,
know, like-
some could, I guess.
let's see. I
Not
guess
me though.
our first final bout trip, like I don't know, whatever year final bout 4 was, we qualified, I guess. Or I don't even think we qualified.
No,
we got the pity invite. like,
yeah.
a month or two before.
You guys just
yeah.
have cool ass cars.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people dropped out. So like, a month before.
Sim was like, ooh. who's
What
gonna
year was
come
that?
last
Yeah.
minute?
I guess those guys. Yeah.
About 3 years ago. Give or
No, I
take,
think
right?
that was
It was
the
4.
second one.
Yeah, because I've been to
4
3
years
now.
ago.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
I've been to 3.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because you went to 5 by yourself.
Yeah,
Flip flop.
yeah. I joined Croc House for 5.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, because they're well.
Fat
But
Crocs.
they tagged us. They tagged y'all as fat cats.
Yeah,
didn't
because
they?
my car had fat cats on the side. Like,
Yeah,
big as
that's
fuck.
what-
That's
yeah.
the GT3.
Fat House.
Yeah, or I just called them Fat Crocs.
Nice.
But yeah,
Crocs, yeah.
but like no, they were a man down, and they hit me up like a week before, and they're like, "Hey, we have the transport.
That was a fun trip.
That
Though.
was a fun trip.
Everything's ready to go."
Like
And-
hop on. You're like,
Yeah, and I was
okay.
like, "I'm not."
He hopped on.
Yeah,
hopped
it
off.
was the worst.
He
experience
had
ever.
to hop off too.
Yeah, they, like whenever the transport was a whole shit show. Like the day we were supposed to load, they call the guy with the truck, and he's like, "Oh yeah, actually my truck's been in the shop for like 2 weeks, so
Good luck.
sorry." And then like Jet and
Why the fuck is transport always a nightmare?
dude, the guy didn't even have his CDL,
Yeah, real.
and
Oh,
Jet and
man.
Adolfo find some random dually, works out. I don't know how they do this in like a couple of hours. Load up all the cars in San Antonio. Shit show. The guy has no point. He just doesn't contact. But like he gets finally to Illinois and gets stopped, and the truck is like a whole car overweight, and he doesn't
Oh,
have a
man.
CDL, so he jumps out of the driver's seat and puts his friend in the passenger or whatever driver.
I think
He
his
didn't have-
license was
It
suspended.
was suspended CDL.
Yeah.
And the other guy didn't have a
God.
CDL. So they got big ass tickets, and they were like, "Yeah, you have to take one of these cars off the trailer." Mine was the last one on. So at like 3 a.m. on Wednesday morning, the guy's like, "Hey, your car's at this like way station at the beginning of Illinois." And so one of them just starts driving it, some guy I don't know, and I like hop in. Patino lets me borrow his truck.
Oh,
and
so you know
trailer.
he's doing polls.
Yeah. And then like we just find him on the highway at like 5 a.m. on the way to Illinois, and I put my car on another trailer, bring it back to Chicago. We missed the whole Wednesday pre-meet. I was fucking pissed the whole
Oh
time. Yeah.
man.
But yeah, our first final about 4, we all went together.
I spent $12,000 on gas.
Yeah,
We had to stop like
Those
every.
are pretty fucking
We
terrible.
had to stop every 15 minutes so Casey could fill up his tank.
Yeah,
What were,
That's what it felt
it's like
like.
a Tundra with a 20-gallon tank.
The 4.6, right?
So it's
Yeah.
like we get
It's
like
horrible.
Like negative. We get like
Yeah.
6
We get like 11
miles
miles
per
a
gallon or something. Like that.
Mine gets 9
for real?
but-
1,200 on gas?
No, I'm just
Nah.
kidding.
Oh no,
It was 900.
1,200.
It was like
900.
1149.
1,200.
It was crazy, but
And then-
that trip was.
I think like the best story is so we got fucked up Friday night. What's new?
Shout
Well,
out
that was their
Longhorns.
fault because it was a long
Longhorns.
Yeah, I
drive.
went to Longhorn.
Yeah,
Longhorn-
rest in peace, the Longhorns.
Yeah.
No one will ever know. If you know, dude. Longhorns
Straight up.
back in the day.
F3.
This one was like, I feel like this wasn't the crazy
This
one.
wasn't-
This
this
one was
wasn't
like
it.
pretty
This last
mellow.
year.
Like Final About 4, it wasn't like
I think that was the one
the
where
punching
I showed
bag
up and
machine.
You guys were all fucked.
yeah,
and nobody
we-
else
yeah,
was there.
504,
It was
yeah.
like, it was like,
Yeah, it was like it
We
was
were
fried because
smoking
like
cigarettes inside and
yeah.
shit.
So like we get to the track early and like we kind of like drove through, so we didn't have any like sleep or anything like that. So I like when we unloaded at the track, I was like, let's go back to like the Airbnb, like sleep for a little bit, and then we'll go out. They're like, no, we unloaded the cars, hung out, and they're like, no, we're about to go to Longhorn right now. It was like 6 o'clock. We're the first jackasses there. Esses is there. I'm like, what the fuck? There's nobody here. We're probably there for like 2 hours before anybody shows up.
Yep.
So like eat a little bit, and then I started drinking, and then like I was already like running on 3 hours of sleep because we got to Chicago at 1 in the morning,
Man.
and then Jim and them were like, yeah, we're leaving like at 6. And we stayed up drinking in the parking lot with Jet and them till like 3 in the morning, and then so like got like 3 hours of sleep, hopped in the cars, drove to Shawano, whatever, and then like ended up doing that whole thing, and it was just a nightmare. Like I just remember we went to Longhorn.
Yeah, he didn't remember much of it, but
No.
like he got super hammered. Casey doesn't socialize in the drifting world very much.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, so he didn't really know anyone.
yeah.
But
I knew everybody after
Yeah,
that.
after that, he knew everybody.
I was
Everybody
talking to
knew
like this.
him.
I was
Him
talking
and
to this
Mel
one
were
group for
behind
like
the bar.
3 hours.
Stupid
Him and
ass
Mel are
Hunter.
behind the bar pouring shots for themselves.
that was
from
Coet.
the bottle.
Yeah,
from,
Coet and Hunter, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it's just cool. I guess like at the end, like the last 10 minutes, they're kicking everybody out. Like I'm sitting at the bar for some
The
reason.
boy hands you a bottle of
The girl
Jameson.
leaves the bottle of Jameson on the table. He like hits it. And then, because I thought I only drunk beer the whole night. So like when I woke up, I was like, what the fuck? Like I was done. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
hit
not
by a
leaving.
freight train.
And then I have a video of him, like he's hitting the handle. He gives it to me, and I'm just like hitting the handle, and we're just like going back and forth. Then I'm like,
Oh,
had no
man.
idea that happened until I got like, so they woke up at like 10, 9 a.m.
No, early, like 8.
No,
'cause we had to
early.
be at The track
Oh.
early
The
as
day of the
fuck.
track, and I'm like, I woke up, and it's the first thing I did. I went to the balcony and started throwing up, and I was like, I'm not
Nah.
going to the track.
So
This is Saturday morning. Like we need to drive. Like it's about to start.
I didn't get to the track till like 3 p.m., 4 p.m.
The crazy thing is everybody was hungover as shit, right?
Yeah.
And Ed, like, oh man, I left something at the Airbnb. Let me run back. And he runs all the way back from the track. It's like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
right?
that one was like kind of far from the track.
He gets there and Casey's truck door is open. The truck's running.
Because I woke up like at noon.
Yeah.
So I woke up at noon. I'm like, all right, this is like the worst hangover I've ever had in my life. I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital. Like usually, like hangovers is not too bad. This one, I was fucked up.
Yeah.
So I woke up and like in the morning, I was like, there's no way I can physically go to the track. So y'all gonna have to go out with me. I'll meet y'all there. So I wake up at noon. I'm like trying to get ready. Like, all right, like it's 12 o'clock. You got to get it going. So I get up, go turn on my truck, turn it on, and I go back to the house. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, so I just lay back down on the couch and I just fucking
passed out.
Passed out.
Run the door open.
Body bag.
2 o'clock comes by. Ed runs back to the house. He's like, your truck's on. I was like, I know. I was about to leave, but I came back and fell asleep. And then he like gives me some like Advil or Tylenol. I take those. I probably fall asleep for like another hour. Then I go to the track and comp has already started. Literally, I show up to the track. My car is the only thing in the pits. Everybody, every single person is on the track.
And he doesn't do any research. He's never even seen Really USA or maybe a couple of videos.
I don't know where to go. I'm like, bro, y'all got to come get me. They're like, no, just come out to the track and turn right.
Like where?
And I'm like, I'm already like fried. So
Where's
I'm like,
the track?
Exactly. So I literally get in my car like, all right, I'm a team player here. I'm like, we got to go. Get in my car and then pull up to like where you're about to turn on the track. They're like, just go on the track and turn right. And I'm about to pull out and then a car comes over like the hill. And I'm like, about to turn in front of him. I'm like, this is bad. Like, I'm like, so I reverse and I go park back in the pits by myself. I'm like, y'all got to come get me. They're like, no, just get on the track and turn right. I was like, I don't know which layout we're driving. And then like intermediate, it's like pitch black. So like, I'm supposed to go over there. It's fucking pitch black over there. Like, all right.
Yeah.
So I finally pull over and I think I catch them and they're like, you ready? Zach's all hyped up. Like, it's our first trip. Like, we're about to do this. I'm like, holy fuck. Like, I've never even seen the track yet. Like, this is like, and I'm like out of my mind still. So I'm like, I just drove like shit the complete time. And I was just like, it was bad. I was like, I shouldn't have even been operating a vehicle. Like, it was bad. Yeah.
We had 10 cars.
I think Jet like hopped in the car with me at one time. He's like, yeah, can I road you? I was like, sure. Like, cause he wasn't driving yet. And I just like looked like pale white. And I was just like, yeah.
And Mike's car was like breaking up the whole time. He like couldn't really drive, unfortunately.
Yeah, I drove 22 hours to work on my car in a parking lot.
Oh yeah, one of those.
Yeah, that's my ultimate nightmare.
Yeah,
I think that's like what stopped me from going. It's like,
scared.
I don't want to work on my shit.
I want to pay like $2,500 just to get my car out there and have it like break or something. You know,
kick a couple tires and all right.
You did it.
It'd be like, well,
Load
I
it back
tried.
up.
Yep.
I guess I'm the first one on the truck this time. Nah, fuck.
But then Mike had to babysit me that night too, because he's they were fed up. Like I blacked out. Like I was like good because I was like they just had beer, so I was like I was good. And then I guess after that it was just like I remember last thing I remember is Mike smoking inside. And I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Stop smoking inside. And he's just like smoking. I'm like, you're an idiot. Like that's fucked up. And then I did after that
he was already getting
even
blitzed.
worse. Yeah.
The crazy thing is I was like interacting with Casey all night and he was fine. And then like I left him alone for 30 minutes and then I come back and I literally have to carry him out of the
he was
they had to carry me out of there.
It was bad.
This boy gets violent when he's drunk too, so you gotta be careful.
Start fighting people.
You gotta be able to catch a couple of hits or two.
Ooh.
Party foul?
Boy.
Yep.
You drop a beer?
Yep. Sorry.
But no, there's a video of me like
Put the trash can on top of it.
Sorry, timing booth.
Zach's in Ben's truck and like I'm hanging on to like the door handle. I'm just like making this weird noise. I'm like, I don't even know what noise I'm making. They're like, he's just pulling me. Like Mike is just pulling me. I'm like holding on to Zach's window or door. I'm like, guess I want to go.
I was trying to get the fuck out.
Yeah, you could tell Zach was like, it's that time.
Yeah,
it's that time.
Because I'm
we
just
gotta
thinking
go.
about driving. It's my first time. Like, I'm trying to do good. And
You're like, we came out here. I want to win. This is
I just wanted to do like okay, like you know.
I felt bad after that trip because I was like, man, I know how much it means to them. I was like, I fumbled that bad. And then the funniest part was like the dudes I was talking to like the whole night, they were pitted like next to the porta potty. So the first thing I do when I get to the track, I was like, I go take a piss, then I come outside. And these dudes are like, Chin! And I look at them like, who the fuck are these guys? I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, and I remember I was like just talking to like this random, I don't remember who they are. I'm really bad with names, but I was like talking to these guys for like a minute. And like, I was probably talking to these guys for at least 2 hours.
That might have been DS, Dark Squad, because they were right next to us at 4, right?
By the
They were by the porta potties.
real ones. They're
I came out and like people were just yelling at me. I was like, holy shit.
Sick
That was
Damn, that boy jet on his ass.
Jet
Yeah.
putting on him.
You putting on the Jets, dude.
Oh, Bubba's out there too.
Yeah, Bubba in the mix.
That's cool.
Bobert.
But yeah, that was a bad one. So next time we went, I was definitely on my best behavior, but I lost my fucking car key.
Yeah, that was
That was like, bro.
You might as well just gotten drunk at that
Were you
point.
around for any of that?
Yeah, I came up to him. I was like, yeah, have y'all seen the car key?
Yeah,
I
was
forgot
like,
his
oh,
fucking
fuck.
car's OBD2, so it's got EWS, which even if I broke the steering lock, we wouldn't be able to start it.
Yeah.
So we were on the phone with like Arcade Tunes and shit. He was about to help us out. And then I was like, dude, let's just check the parking lot one more time. And
I knew it was getting dark, and then the homie from Berserk, whatever, Eustace, had came and like told him like because I thought we were like, oh, we're gonna be able to hot wire whatever, do whatever, like so we'll be fine. I'll be able to drive. But then I was like, oh, that's not gonna happen. So I was like, we really got. But like the only thing was we didn't go anywhere. We unloaded the cars at the track, went to the Airbnb, went to Culver's, back to the track.
Yeah,
So it was like, but by that time, the parking lot was empty when we unloaded, and then we just there's cars there. So like I looked before briefly, but then like it was getting dark, and when it gets dark at a US here, you're not gonna find
like
shit.
2-3 hours. That
Yeah,
we're
so
looking for
this was
key,
like
by the way.
Especially
4
that
hours.
front parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
There's
So
no
I
way
was like, we gotta find this before it gets dark.
And his
or
key
it's
is a
gonna be
singular
nightmare.
key, by the way. Just the key and like a white tag.
We got lucky.
Nothing
It
else.
still had the EMG tag on it.
There you
So
go.
like we find it in the
Sometimes
parking lot. The wheel, like the
truck
truck
wheel
wheel
is
was
like-
on top of the white tag.
Parked
Yeah.
on the key.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, at least
So-
you found. I remember
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
later. You're like, I found it.
That's the
I'm
last car to
so
get like teched and shit like that. I was
Yeah.
like, bro, this is.
that was a
We
mess.
literally drove to the Airbnb back everywhere like 5
Yeah,
times, and
multiple times.
everybody like shout out to everybody that helped us because
Yeah, it was
everybody
a
that was
lot.
with us was like search party. Like we was looking at
Full on.
dumbass places, like
Yeah.
just stupid shit. Like when you lose something, you check the fridge,
Yeah.
the freezer.
Yeah.
It might be in there.
You never know.
You would have thought a white little girl had been kidnapped or something. There was
Yeah.
some shit or something,
Yeah.
the way we were
Like
looking for that
everybody
key,
was
bro.
helping, so that was super cool. But I was just like, then
It's a
like
mess.
you know, people they're like, you think you left it? Bro, I'm telling you,
I don't
I've
know where I
been
left
3
it, man.
places. Like we can't find it. Like
Yeah.
looking through all the shirts and shit like that. But
Yeah.
then we found it, and I was like, we got it. We're good. But it was
Yeah.
that was the only debacle on that trip.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that was
actually,
yeah.
Final Bout 6 was super smooth for us. It was
Yeah,
like,
honestly,
no
no blowouts.
no
more than
blowouts,
anything. More than
like-
anything.
Yeah.
Because the first time we had a blowout an hour out of Houston.
2.
Yeah.
We had like 3 on that. Yeah.
Well,
that
yeah,
was
but an
funny.
hour out of Houston, and then like randomly some dude with a fucking tire machine on the back of his truck is like, "Oh, you guys need some help?" I was like,
he like heard the blowout from across the highway and was
What?
like,
Yeah.
like the bat signal. He
Swear
was
to
like,
God.
I gotta go. I'm
Just
needed."
random mobile dude out in like
Yeah.
Crosby or something
He's like,
like
yeah.
that.
He's like,
He's like, I heard a tire blow. They
Yeah,
need it.
I'm on it.
I've been summoned.
one was touching the ground. He's like, "Yep, it's a
Yeah.
flat tire."
Yeah, flat tire
It's
somewhere.
right over there.
So he picked up 2 tires, or he like pulls up, asks if we need help, and he's like, "Yeah, $60 a tire." And I turn around and talk to Ed. He's like, "No, 30." I was like, all right, well, okay, bet.
These guys drive a hard bargain.
Like you have no other option.
Yeah.
It was like 9 at night too.
Yeah,
like,
it was at a
that
BK
was-
parking lot.
Right after we got that was
Dude,
like,
that's a ballsy negotiation.
Yeah.
Like,
Just turn
what
around
if
and
he
talk
just
to
goes,
somebody.
"Oh, nah."
The boy lowballed himself.
Before
I was like, all
that,
right.
we were trailing this fucking 18-wheeler.
Oh, he dropped the price.
He
said
dropped the
60.
price.
Yeah.
I swear to God, like
What?
I just turned around, like he said $60, and I turned around to like ask Ed, like should we get 2 instead? Like for a second, and as soon as I turned around, he's like, "Never mind, 30." I was like, all right. Well, I turned around. I was like, okay, well, let's get 2 tires.
You should have turned around one more time.
Yeah.
15. All right, you got yourself a deal.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, "Let me get 4, dude."
So tough negotiation tactics. Just turn around on the seller and see what
Yeah.
he says.
yeah,
You never know. You know what I mean?
The fuck, y'all remember the 18-wheelers shooting fucking fuel everywhere?
Oh, the dude just dumping
that
fuel.
4 or
and he's just
6?
sitting there like,
No, that was the same trip. It was like an
Yeah.
hour before that. We are just driving, and it almost looked like it was, you know, like when it's raining, you're buying like 18-wheeler, the mist is all
Yeah.
going crazy.
Yeah.
This 18-wheeler is just dumping fuel.
yeah,
And like we get up next to him, and he's just
yeah. This boy, like, he's like, yeah,
And
I
it
just
just looked
gotta
like a
make
cigarette at him.
cold, bro.
I just gotta make it home.
Yeah, and like just dumping fuel everywhere. It was insane.
That's what my truck looks like when I'm driving a Final Bout. Just pissing fuel. And just,
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Except yours is in the cylinders.
yeah.
Yeah. And now I have a Tundra too. So this year, like when we both went together, we are both stopped. I think I had to stop.
No.
Nah,
it was a little bit
less.
It's like every like
Yeah.
150
I just
miles just to be safe, but
Yeah,
it's
to
just
put
like.
them fucking giant ass wheels on it.
But these
too, so.
motherfuckers
got
drive
a
like
ton- I just got a
85
ton
miles
of
an
it, too.
hour
You
the
did?
whole
Yeah.
way.
Nice.
What'd you
What
get?
year?
17.
Oh, so you got the big tank, probably.
Rich.
Yeah.
You got the big one? Yeah, we don't have. We have the
Yeah.
little bitch.
I got
ass
flex
tank.
fuel too.
Doesn't Mikey have a big tank now too? He does, right?
He does. Yeah, Mikey has a
Mhm.
big.
Yeah.
He would be like half a
85
tank.
is way cheaper than
Is it really? I've
87 in
You
California.
running E85?
Mine's flex fuel too.
I got
I
flex
just-
fuel, yeah.
I've never tried to use it. I'm too scared.
Oh, yeah, just don't. I
Oh,
don't
no.
know.
I don't know.
I've always
I
been a
don't know
big
shit about it.
supporter of E85, but after seeing what it does to like high horsepower engines,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The race
Oh,
fuel sounds
interesting.
cool, but I'm
let's
not.
talk about that. Hey guys, I know that you probably do motorsports if you're watching or listening to this, and anything that has to do with motorsports needs reliable and consistent fuel delivery. And Fuel Lab has your back. Fuel Lab has your back pump, has your pumps back. Your pumps are pumping, and they have your back. They are keeping your fuel pressure 100 PSI if you need to. Fuel pumps are important. Take it from me. I leaned out a motor once, and it sucked. And now I have Fuel Lab, and I don't have to worry about that because I have some of the best pumps on the planet, and they come from Fuel Lab. And if you don't have Fuel Lab pumps in your car, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get yourself some Fuel Lab from their site or anyone who sells it, or like if it fell off a truck, just put Fuel Lab in your car or truck or boat or jet ski. Get yourself some Fuel Lab, get that fuel pressure on lock.
The shop car, the F80, single turbo F80, that car had maybe 2,500 miles on it before it had an issue with the head gasket sealing. Took it apart, stripped everything completely down, and everything was brand new when we built that motor. But it was on pump E85, made about 1150. All of the plastic timing components were like swollen. Like straight up swollen, like the oil pump drive gear, like the timing chain guides for the oil pump itself. They're supposed to have like a positive connection to the backing plate, and like they barely fit on there. So luckily the head gasket messed up on that car, because if not, it would have had a different type of failure based like because of the 85.
Interesting.
Yeah, so now we run X98 on that car. That's something else completely. So
All right.
I don't know
Noted.
shit about it, so I'm too scared to try it.
Sound good.
I got
Yeah.
85 in the JZ. I got two Toyota engines that run 85 with.
I mean, at your level, like you're not spraying, you're not dumping fuel into the cylinders.
Yeah.
You're not making 1,000 wheel horsepower.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
the man's at
Wait
9
till you see me this
He's
year.
at 990 right now, so he's not quite there.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, just a lot more upkeep. Like, change your oil, because we changed the oil a lot on that car, and it's still trashed all the plastic components internally.
All right, good to
something
know.
to think about.
Yeah, I'll never run that in a race car. I change my oil once a year.
Yeah,
So-
300V, baby.
Same.
Once a year.
Yeah, I have one
Like
J.
actually,
Yeah, I have one J, bro.
I change my oil every event.
Really?
What do you
That's-
run?
dude,
What
that's
do you
so
run?
expensive.
VR1?
I'm like
Yeah,
once
I
a
do.
year program too.
Damn, boy. Well, yeah, you can afford to change your oil once a year.
Yeah, this Motul shit's $100 oil change. bro.
300, a bit, $100.
Yeah.
It's up now.
Yeah, it's like 30
Well, when
bucks.
you
to
run
2 liters.
E85, you got to change it way
Then,
more often.
See, you're just
Mm,
fucking
yeah.
yourself. I don't know.
I'm going flex.
Then again,
fuel
your
this year.
teammates are kind of fast. We're all pretty.
I
I mean, he's
need-
fast, but like
You're kind of fast too, boy.
I'm getting
yeah,
there.
Yeah, you're fast.
Wait till I get that Cos 2 AM.
Yeah, no, he-
Jason just put his in and he was talking about how much faster his car is, and I was like, fuck.
He's back driving now, right?
Yeah, he's back.
Nice.
That's Nacho was telling me that before too. He said that what's sideways patch?
Aaron Levitt.
Aaron. See, he said that's like the fastest 350 horsepower car that exists. Like the
It's
guy
'cause of the
drives
dip?
insanely
It's
fast.
not the car.
No.
Aaron's just
an
really
animal.
fucking
Mm.
fast, dude.
Yeah.
Like Odie was like, bro, your car's so fast, and I'm like, not the car.
It's just that man right there.
Because him
can
and
fucking
Odie were like,
wheel.
Odie has his like practice car or whatever, and Aaron was dooring his ass on Horse Thief.
Do you think
yeah.
that do you think like a limited slip differential has a big role in some of that or no? What's your
Well,
take?
Aaron's been welded forever.
But he's on LSD
He
now,
just
right?
went LSD, but
But
at
he
that
has
event
last
when he was
performance now.
dooring Odie, he was still, I think he was still welded. That was last year.
Interesting
Aaron
stuff,
and I on that last LA trip, we ended up like talking to Cause, and they were like, "Yeah, let's like
Let's do something.
Yeah.
Hook it up. I was
Yeah.
gonna become a dealer for him, but
I can't wait to get that in my car now. Now that Jason's like, I should have done this years ago.
I've been
and
wanting to do it too.
It's a good
Yeah.
option for the E36 stuff because you buy a used LSD now, it's $600 plus like a
rebuild kit, like you getting up there versus just buying a
Just
diff.
buying one of those.
Yeah.
But are you gonna end up doing what is it? I forget about E36, a 230 mil diff eventually.
210.
You're on a 210 now, right?
No, I'm on a 188.
Ugh.
I've been on a 188.
Yeah, that's why you blow that shit up.
Oh
and
my
even
God.
right
No, but it's
now,
the output flanges. That's the problem. So we'll figure it out.
honestly,
I would love a 7 series diff, a 210 mil.
yeah.
I think I would be fine at that point. I just can't find one.
they're
So if you
they're-
got one, let me know.
They're really hard to find, dude.
Yeah, I would love to do that because it solves so many problems.
What because you said you tried like cryo treated hubs and all
Oh
that
yeah,
shit too,
blasted both of them at the same time.
right? No, my god. So it's I
Yeah.
guess it's difficult on shit like that.
Yeah,
Who knows if it actually makes it a little bit more brittle?
I think it does because they just snap. They didn't twist. They just snapped off. But the nice part about that is it's really easy to remove them from the
True.
diff. If they twist, then
Different
sometimes the
story.
diff is
Best of
slow.
luck to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go ahead and just get into the diff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one, dude.
So that's why I don't want to throw the 2-way in. Is if I twist an output flange.
that's all she wrote.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And on a 188 too, yeah. It sucks, dude. Best bet is like hopefully somebody in Europe got one sitting
Yeah,
in
yeah.
their fucking backyard or some
Yeah,
shit.
okay.
Oh,
shipping.
hell yeah.
Oh, that's the fender right there.
Hit him up. Hit him
Damn,
up.
Oh,
he
yeah,
fucked
that's the
this fender
fender.
up. Those damn barriers,
one?
bro. Fucking retarded. Kobe's car.
Driver.
Kind of fun
Oh,
getting
dude.
to watch
Yeah,
drifting
Yeah.
while
Damn,
we're
I'm gonna have to
talking
put
about.
new stickers on that.
What?
Oh my
This is-
god.
This is sick. We should do this
Maybe
more
just hanging
often.
off.
yeah.
Just judge.
I hope I can like turn this gray background into whatever we're watching.
That'd be
so
sick.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that would be tight. Actually,
Or
that's
this-
kind of cool.
This is a nice like
Yeah.
solid color. I don't know if
Yeah.
green screens can do gray screens, but
Yeah, we'll see.
AI.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I
I'm
got
gonna talk
that
to
for
my
sure.
boy AI.
See what he got
See
cooking.
if they can hook it up for me.
talk to my boy Chat GPT.
Jet and
Oh,
them are getting a
man.
little wild out here too.
Yeah, boy,
Ooh,
Jet.
there goes the there goes some bumper.
I'm telling you, once the
Yeah.
arrow's broken, bro, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Like,
You see
oh,
my
I know.
car.
Yeah.
Oh, I see y'all. I'm trying
Oh,
to be
shit,
on
his
y'all's
whole
level,
headlight
bro.
is hanging. How does that even work?
Jets?
Oh, man.
No,
Kobe?
Kobe's
Uh,
fender and his headlight were hanging.
It's
He
because the
waited-
fender attaches the headlight on
This is
S14.
gonna sound
Really?
this is gonna sound really dumb, but I love coming to Final Bout and watching everybody thrash their cars.
Yeah, it's nice when it costs other
Yes.
people
Because
money.
you're just
Yeah.
watching everybody else, like you're watching people level up. Like
Yeah.
you thrash
Yeah,
your car
sure.
like that, you're leveling up. Like
There's only one way to get better. That's push your limits. You know what I mean?
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
The first like Final Bout 4 for us or for me or whatever. Like we've never had to drive against a wall. We don't have any walls in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is not a thing.
I think
here.
you guys need more treacherous shit.
Man.
I mean,
Treacherous
yeah,
shit makes
sure.
you
like
crazier.
a
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lion on the other side of grid.
Look
or
how
something
flat
like
this
that.
shit is, bro. It's just flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elevation change, some walls.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should put a jump like right on entry.
That'd be sick.
I'm fucking down, dude.
I want to.
I will blow out my shock towers so fast.
Fuck
Like,
yeah,
you
E36
can see
shit.
it now, but wouldn't this turn be perfect for an eco drop thing because it's already sloped down?
Yeah.
Like right where
there's
they are
like
right
some,
now?
There's some corners here that I.
Oh, God,
there's
it'd be
some
so
layouts
cool.
here that I want to do.
This
Yeah,
back
driving
section
this on
is the
like a
sickest
Seto
shit.
is pretty fun. You
Like,
just drive any
Where
layout.
Ben's car is now, if he was going the other way, that section is the
That's
best.
pretty fun,
The whole
yeah.
track.
Yeah.
Turn 5 entry is pretty sick too.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I'm
I-
ready to do that again.
We don't. So like that's something
They are
that
doing
I'm
it.
kind of it sucks for us is we don't really have a place to do like backwards entries.
Yeah.
We
well,
don't
right
really
there.
have. But we don't get to drive that because there's houses. Literally, I mean, you can see all the houses.
Oh, they don't
Yeah.
let you drift back there.
No, we got to do
Usually?
that. It was like a one-time deal.
Oh.
Like once a year.
They're doing
thing.
it this year.
Yeah, like
we're-
once
we're
a
doing
year
it.
thing.
But it's in the summer too. It's hot as hell. So
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
see. We'll
just
see
do
what
it at
happens.
night.
That's how we get away with our New Year's shit is since all these houses are right here. Since New Year's fireworks, blah blah blah, we
Yeah.
get to drive to
till
like
late.
10
Oh,
because
that's
everybody's
cool.
already out doing shit anyways, right? Like,
That's tight.
so that's why we have like a big New Year's thing now. We
Yeah.
drive late as fuck.
Yeah, New Year's events here are nice.
That's our shit. Like,
Yeah, those look really fun.
that's
I-
our shit.
If
yeah.
Julian didn't have Super D NYE, I would come out for one
yeah,
of
yeah, you've been talking about coming here for a long time.
I
I'm just gonna
know.
put you on blast a little bit so everybody knows.
It's understandable though, because I don't.
those. I
No,
just
it's
got.
not,
I
bro.
just
it's
got.
far, dude.
I just.
it's
I
a
just
fucking
got.
drive.
I just got the truck. The truck was. So I moved. I lived in the city. I wasn't
Yeah.
able to have a truck like at all. The
Right.
4Runner was like the best I could do. Towing with that thing was good. Like I could make it work, but it was a lot more effort.
Yeah,
You know, because you're like paying like short wheelbase and like
it was the V8 one though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
the
It-
V8.
it
Was
could
it like a
pull-
little wobbly with the trailer?
it would pull fine. It drove fine, but it was it just takes. It was like a
It
lot
was like
more
maxed out.
It's like more micro corrections and like you have to like think about. You're like thinking about
It's like
Towing
that
the whole
70s
time.
show where
Yeah.
you're fucking
like with the Tundra, dude. I don't have to think about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, there's a car back there. Hey, whatever. Like,
It don't
it's a-
matter.
throw that bitch in tow mode and
Good to go.
It's
Yeah.
like it's holding gears going downhill. Like in the Forerunner, I'm manually shifting the automatic transmission. Swear to
That
God.
motherfucker's hunting the
Yeah,
whole time.
I'm throwing it in third. Like, and then you'll like forget you're in third.
Yeah, like a 20-hour trip. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, like I would
Yeah.
never tow in overdrive. I always like had it in fourth, and I'd be like banging third, back
That's, I mean,
third
that's,
and fourth.
that's how you
like-
cook the trans. That's why if you keep it in OD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so-
been the nice thing about these
That
last
was
two
the-
times.
that's the secret of the
Forerunner
two
towing.
two UZ
Yeah.
towing. Never tow in overdrive.
There you go.
Yeah.
Smart
Nice.
man right there.
Yep,
Words of wisdom.
yep.
Yeah, I think
Eddie's truck is fucking beautiful for towing. Shout out Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie's always towed him and Mike. 'cause he
Two-car
hasn't even
trailer.
come in.
Mike tows them in Eddie's truck.
Well, Eddie's
Yeah.
truck.
I'm
I
jealous
drive
of
Eddie's
that.
truck.
Yeah.
'Cause I think all of
Yeah,
us.
fuck
except
your
for
gas
Mike.
prices out here, by the way.
What?
Yeah, they're pretty cheap right
cheap?
now, huh?
Yeah, you guys live next to. I mean, this is like
The oil country.
oil country.
kingdom,
yeah.
Scott's country, baby.
Yeah.
I was like 250.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're looking like
Take some back with
1999
you.
prices.
Hey, it's election year too. It's probably gonna go down.
Yeah, you can leave all the equipment here. You can just take a couple pails back in the Pelicans. I'll take care of it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it out here.
It's pretty
Real
cool,
chill.
man. Just
Yeah.
wait till summertime though.
Yeah,
That's,
it's fucking miserable.
that's when it
I've
puts
been-
some hair on your peaches.
Yeah. It's
I've been to Austin like high summer. Is it hotter in Houston?
It's humid. The
humidity-
humidity,
Humidity
is
over here,
killer.
right by
Way
the bay.
different.
because it was
Swamp ass.
super humid in Austin.
Swamp
Yeah,
ass.
nah,
bro.
It's worse
they
here.
aren't-
Way
they aren't even
worse,
on our
yeah.
level,
Nah,
bro.
Austin's like you might as well just put Austin in California. It's the same
Yeah,
shit.
I go to Austin. I feel
man.
so clean and like,
Yeah.
ooh, this is so
Yeah, wow.
nice.
Yeah, I took a shower yesterday and I
Yeah.
still feel nice.
Yeah, nah. You like literally like you shower, you go outside, and like you know how you kind of sweat after a shower, like a nice hot shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just persists the whole day.
Yeah.
Oh,
You never
man.
really lose that feeling,
Damn.
and that's your life.
Yeah, and it's only
How do you
4
guys
hours
how do
away.
you guys work on cars? You just gotta have it
I
on
don't.
you with like a AC
Nope.
shop or something.
You
Nope.
just got like 30 fans pointed at you.
Yeah.
just
How do you
suffer.
like? Is your shop? Do you close the doors on hot? Like
Nah, dude, I'm not
humid ass
rich.
day?
No, they don't have AC.
I wish.
bro.
Dude,
Oh, so you're like sweating.
Yeah.
in
it's
summertime
pretty hot,
working
but
on
we have
cars.
like a swamp cooler and shit.
Yeah.
So it's it might be 100 degrees outside and it's 80 degrees in the shop.
Yeah.
And they got like
Still
a big
hot.
ass fan.
yeah.
Yeah,
Literal.
it's still hot, but I mean, eventually, God willing, get a nice fucking shop with really nice insulation. Get I don't know, put AC in it.
Yeah.
One
But
day.
I got to be making some bread for that.
Yeah.
So one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have
one day.
automatic doors for that shit too.
Yeah,
like
dude, those doors are like 30 grand a piece.
yeah, that's
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
What's next for Fatscats?
honestly, it's kind of depressing to say. I think we're taking a slow year.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
been going
Whatever.
pretty fucking hard for the past 4 years. Like events every month and a half.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
good though.
yeah.
I've always found like those like years off. If you
recover.
come if
If
you
we
come
come
back
back.
from 'em, yeah,
If
like
you
come
a lot
back,
of the
bro.
time you're like, oh, I got so much free time, and
Yeah.
money. and-
Next year, we're all buying GT3 RSs. So
Yeah, trying to move up.
That's the plan.
Oh, that'd be a sick team.
Yeah. Honestly, I for me personally at least, I'm thankful Proceed is still doing the things that they do, because if you would ask me 5 years ago if I thought I'd still be drifting at 32, I'd probably say no. Like I'm gonna be old as fuck.
Did
And
you
then-
just call Proceed old?
Yeah, they're
At least-
fucking old, bro.
At least now,
Kids and
at
shit.
least now you
Like,
know you can
straight
drift
up.
in your 50s. So
Right,
that's
exactly.
cool.
I'm trying,
Oh my
yeah, dude,
God.
like I just the fact they're still doing it, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I have another 5 years.
Yeah, they have
so
families. It's like a
They're
good
still
like.
doing it.
Yeah.
But
They got grandkids and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
Oh
crazy.
my
It's
gosh.
crazy.
Yeah.
And
But yeah, we're lucky we have the track so close to it. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's not, and we can come back, pop out, probably do like 1 or 2 events maybe this year, and
Yeah.
then kind of
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull up
I
on
don't
fresh tires, drive home on blocks.
Simba gave us all the details about Final Bout this year and how crazy it's going to be.
We're gonna drop that in the
maybe we
comment
have to
section.
go, yeah,
Yeah, you'll
yeah. I'm about to leak everything.
Click the link down below.
It's gonna be crazy.
see. They're so full of shit.
Palmer linked everything too right before the pod. Like,
There's a Google Drive
it's
folder.
gonna
in the
be
links.
nuts, guys. You're gonna
Someone
want
was
to be
just
there.
telling them that they don't get to know. That's really what happened.
Yeah.
You fucking liars.
I know. So many guests, probably like
Uh,
Drift King guy, Casey Trucia, he's coming. Daigo's gonna be there too.
Nobutero.
Jared Dienda's actually emceeing. They kicked off Palmer.
Whatnot.
Yeah.
Um,
Huge
yeah,
upgrade.
it's gonna be good.
Huge upgrade.
Ryan Sage is now co-owner of Final Bout.
oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a good.
We're going
year.
nationwide, baby.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm definitely never getting the phone call to announce FD based on all the shit talk.
Yeah, y'all are trading, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
Jared's
yeah.
coming to find out about you're going up Formula D.
I don't know if I would. I don't know.
You don't want to MC at FD?
Y'all lied to me. Y'all said he blew up the Ranger motor.
He must have fixed it.
What's in that?
It's a
FC?
It's
Ford
a
Ranger.
fucking Ford Ranger.
It's
motor.
a fucking
with a
Ford
big
With a
ass
turbo.
with a big
With a
ass spoolie
turbo.
boy on it, huh?
You
Yeah.
should
I saw he had the hood up with
see the
the
throttle body?
valve cover off. Yeah, what
It's
is
literally
that?
like fence post.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Our boy Nando's dad is he's like the king of rotaries. He's really fucking like he knows his shit with rotaries.
Yeah.
And he was in town picking up a Mercedes because we worked on it at the shop.
Yeah.
And we ended up meeting up at what's Casablanca or the at Pablo's
Whatever their
shop.
is, yeah.
And like he was like, hey, check this FC out. He's like, oh, we opened the hood and he's just
Boy
like
was disgusted.
he's
What
just
the
sitting there with
fuck?
his arms crossed like and didn't really have anything to say.
Ty
Like,
is so funny with it. He'll sit there like in the pits with just revving
Rev
the
the shit
fuck
out of
out, like
it.
redlining. He don't care at all.
Does it sound good?
and that car
No.
was cheap, dude.
Yeah,
Like, you
got
picked it up for
dirt cheap.
peanuts, and it's not a bad looking
Did he
car
put
at
the
all.
motor in it?
No, it was already
Nah.
like that.
Oh, someone just was like, oh.
Yeah, Ford Ranger and the FC, bro. That's
I got this
the motor.
totaled Ranger, and I got this FC with a blown 13B.
We're gonna put an
as
eBay
well.
turbo kit on
Mhm.
it.
And it's not a bad looking car, honestly.
And he I think he painted it
It
with
was
like a
white.
roller,
Yeah.
like a foam roller. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
so it's a really good paint job.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah,
Quality.
Hey, man.
but it's our only FC here, so like
It's
you know.
honestly-
Yeah, until
Looks
Nando
great from
finishes
here.
his
Yeah.
shit. Nando's gonna finish his shit, and he's gonna. That's like
You know, someone
Rotary.
asked me yesterday during special stage, and they were like, "Do you guys think you would?" Because Fatscats hasn't added a new member, quote
Yeah,
unquote,
I was gonna ask you that.
for like ever. It's been the same since like 2012.
yeah. We've all known each other for a very long time, so
And-
it's just like all the homies.
I don't know if I want to
Yeah.
say this on air live, but I was like, the only person I think that we probably ever add is like Nando, like
Yeah,
because he's like family, like
That boy
within
does-
a year or two.
If anybody deserves it, it's
Yeah,
Nando.
like-
But we don't need any more members.
Yeah, we can't even
We
keep
don't
up
need
together
anymore.
with fucking five.
we putting up a second
Five
division is what we're
drivers.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
splitting
we're gonna
up.
split up 18 B team.
Takeas Jr. coming in 2027.
With the
Hey,
one
that might be
percenters.
the way, dude.
We're getting some cuts after
Yeah,
this.
we're making some transitions.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
We're going
Money
corporate.
moves.
We're
Yeah,
gonna have 5 teams, just
Make 'em-
15 drivers.
It's-
Bring them out all of retirement, and host big parties.
It's kind of nuts. Like
That-
we all
that's there you go.
Yeah.
met in 2010ish, 2011, and like we've all stuck together. There hasn't really been a time where we like didn't talk to each other for a few
Mhm.
years.
Yeah.
It's been pretty fucking consistent, like between our like core group of
Yeah.
people ever since. It's kind of nuts.
It's pretty nice actually, because they always say like every 7 years you get a new group of friends, and I still got these.
Got the same
Idiots over
fucking
here.
people, man.
Just gotta talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, I guess that's what helps.
Who says that every 7 years?
It's like a thing. I don't know, man.
I thought I heard that it was if you were friends with
eHarmony.
somebody for 10 years, then you'll know them for the rest of your life.
Something like that. I don't know.
I know
man.
I've heard
Oh,
that
yeah.
one.
I
and
mean,
I'm like,
that's real.
we're there. We're definitely there at that
Yeah.
point.
What the 7 year thing? Do you think you make a new group of friends in 7 years? Is that like a thing?
I always have like
We always meet
The
so-
core
I always
homies.
have my set. Like I have like
Yeah.
pillars. Like I have like
Yeah.
good friends that are in different groups, and I'm like those are like locked in, fucking Por Vida.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I got like the
All I have is the skate homies and then Fatscats homies.
Yeah.
And that's it.
yeah,
He got
And, like,
A
a couple
team,
other
and then he
people.
got us B
Yeah,
team.
B
Yeah.
team.
like
Fatscats
animals.
is B team.
Animal style, you know, we like butt heads sometimes. That's like all friends, and
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
like
Yeah.
when you're doing stuff that's passionate and whatever, but like that's still family. You know?
Sometimes
Yeah.
you just gotta box it out too. So if y'all ever
Yeah,
get in like a
that's
big
true,
heated
that's
argument,
true.
just box it
I
out
think-
real quick.
I think I might be the worst fighter on the team. I don't know.
I was the only one way to
You got
find
the
out.
reach,
You know what I
dude.
mean?
I'm pretty good at arguing, but I'm not good at throwing hands, dude.
Hey, you might just need to start swinging and see what happens, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's something we've all grown. Like Casey
Yeah, Casey-
probably wouldn't drift if we didn't drift.
Yeah.
He's
No shot.
yeah, like
oh, okay.
he loves
cool.
doing it. He's like
Yeah, it's
happy
fun.
he's here, but he would not come here by himself if he didn't like.
I get that though. Like, I
Yeah.
don't,
And, like-
it's such a social aspect too.
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
think that's like one of the cool things about team drifting versus like
Oof.
competitive drifting is
But like me, I would.
it's like you know, you have like having a crew. Like I mean, I guess team drifting you still have a crew.
crew. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
have like
Yeah, go ahead.
you know, there's like some pride there, and then there's like some competing against other fucking teams.
like the good feeling guys. Those guys all come from like a really competitive background, so they take
Competitive,
it really
yeah.
serious. So we're like more like laid back, but it's cool to see because like you see how hard they push it and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
And
it
those
kind of
guys-
like it makes it cool to like like,
There's a
but they're
difference.
like super competitive. You know,
those
what I mean?
dudes used
Yeah.
to compete against
Yeah,
each other.
exactly.
Yeah.
It was
So-
like,
And
oh, I'm gonna
even-
show up and I'm gonna fuck up everybody. And it's
Yeah.
like such a different environment. Like here, it's like even if there's like competition and like
you feel a certain way about some
Everybody's
other team
good,
or whatever.
yeah.
At least you
Be
have
cool.
your like people and
Yeah.
you know.
You can go and hug it out afterwards.
I was
Yeah.
talking to the Risky Business dudes, the guy from Florida with the yellow cars.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, like, we have such a hard time getting everyone on track together, like, really
Yeah.
doing it. And they were like, oh, we all used to run our friends Eric's, like, Pro-Am race team together. So, like, we got it going. Like, they're
Yeah.
like, when it's time to go, we all get in that zone. And I was like, we are
Yeah.
not. Like,
Yeah.
that at all.
I mean, we.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
What I've started, I used to be the one where like my car works, y'all fucking cars don't, I'm going, and then I'd break my car, and then they'd all go drive together.
That's
and you're like,
me.
That's usually how it is.
you gotta just like enjoy the fact that you're all driving together and wait and like go out together because like
Yeah, that's the
that's
bad
when the
thing.
really good shit happens,
Yeah.
especially like towards the end of the day. Like even if you get there and you're like, because someone on the team's like, I get here at 8:00 and I'm ready to go. Like Jason,
That's me.
I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Your boy
yeah,
said
like-
Jason.
Yeah,
Relax.
And he's like, all right, let's drive. I want to be the first one on track. And then like, you know, you got the people that get there way after the driver's meeting and like are still working on their
That's
car
Mike.
when they get
Already
there.
popping, like,
That's Mike.
cracking a beer open.
Man, I don't do it purposely.
Julian. And then,
Cracking
Yeah.
a beer,
and then
smoking some doinks.
you know, it's like, but it trades off too. Like everybody's
Yeah.
kind of getting more on like the same page, but like it's patience, you know, like you like get that patience and you're like, okay, we did come here to drive together. Like let's drive
Yeah.
together.
Yep.
Yeah, then we got like Mike Ty who does 3 laps and he's like, whew, I'm tired.
Yeah, but that boy
And then-
out there driving today, he willing.
Oh, just trash his front bumper. Hell yeah.
Should have said shit. Oh, he's got his corner light hanging out.
That's a
too.
clip.
That's what he
I-
hit yesterday, though.
You gotta
Yeah, I
settle
got
out.
to pee too. I got to piss like a racehorse.
Hey, man.
Gonna come back.
I think
He's
I
gonna have a sword
don't know.
fight?
Do you
Wrap it
think
up.
do you think we can wrap
we've
it up?
really covered
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
the history.
Yeah, I think we're.
We've gone through a lot.
We'll do part 2 later.
past-
man.
Yeah,
But
we
we're
can do
good.
we can do
Yeah.
part
12
2.
years.
Maybe
of
we pull up
history.
to where are you living at now?
I'm in LA.
Maybe
Oh,
we-
sick. Hollywood.
Yeah, I got a spare bedroom and some
I'll
and
fly
couches
out
and
there.
Can you
stuff.
fit
my
3
Hey, yeah, if you
full-grown
got-
dudes
If you guys want to come out,
We can fit the
Well-
bed together. We've slept together in the
Yeah.
bed.
whoa,
butt naked?
pause.
We've done a lot together, bro.
It's
It's
not
been
gay.
a long.
Casey's
not
just
gay if
looking
it's the
around.
homie.
Like, he's like, I, this is not why I got that tattoo.
About about 4, me and Casey slept in the same bed, and he
Cheek to
fucking
cheek.
knocked the TV off. That was when he got super hammered. He knocked the TV off the fucking
Yeah.
At
the
the
dresser.
Airbnb? Oh,
Like,
at
we
the
woke up
hotel?
the next day like,
Ate
what the
frozen
fuck is going
pizza
on?
nugget or pizza.
Frozen?
Yeah.
He tried to make
Tried
them,
to
it
get in the
didn't
lake
work.
because we had like a house on the lake. And tried
In
to
the
take a
same
boat
lake
out,
that
tried to
Julian
go
was catching
fishing.
the frogs at Final
Oh,
Boat 3.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember
yeah.
that shit?
Yeah. Pull
I
out a
remember
fucking
that
toad.
shit.
Like, look at this fucking frog, baby.
Dude, when him and Two Shanes used to get together, it was like fucking wild boys, dude. And then you get Aaron Levitt in the mix. It's like,
Just go catch an alligator real quick.
yeah, they're those types of dudes. Like they
Yeah.
just love animals.
Crazy
and,
white
like,
dudes.
That's this fool
Crazy
right
white
here.
dudes.
yeah,
Remember we were doing an engine swap in the garage.
On my car, I think.
No. It was
Or
on
Efren's.
Efren's Prelude. We were doing an
H2,
H23 swap, and we were like finishing up putting the motor in, and I had drank like 2 40-ounce beers that night. That was fucked up. And then like we ordered some shitty pizza, and we were in the garage, and like we heard a big scuffle in the corner, and there's a fucking
Possum.
a fat ass possum sitting there, and we're like throwing pizza at it and shit. And then like we don't know what the fuck to do. So Zach's fucking mid stroke. We call his ass out like, "Hey, come out here real quick." He comes out with no shirt on and just picks his possum up by the tail. He's like, "Oh, what's the big deal?" Throws it over the fence.
I forgot that possums can do that shit where they like
They curl up.
roll up.
Yeah, so I was holding it and then it started doing it. And I was like, oh, fuck that shit. Like, I don't know. I didn't get bit. Hell no.
Yeah,
Hell
so
no.
this the boy is the country boy right here.
Yeah,
This is the good old boy right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little country.
Yeah, you
guy.
guys got a little bit of everything on the team. That's
Yeah.
important. That's
Yeah.
important.
We got a lot of diversity.
Everybody's got to have their skill, you know?
I think we have I'm the token white guy.
Yeah, he's the only guy we like.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. You'll get there eventually.
I'm trying my best.
It takes a
man.
long time.
Yeah,
Long time.
yeah. I know how it is. You know,
Yeah.
I'll be, you know, I'll earn your trust one day.
Eventually.
Maybe like 5 or 6 years.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You can set it as a goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll put it in my
Maybe one day.
reminders. Earn Fatscats trust as a white man.
There you go.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Something to work towards.
Do we got anything else? Did we miss anything? I know there's probably
There's a
so
million
much.
things,
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
but
a lot
I
of
missed
shit, man.
I can sit here and watch cars crash for the next hour or two.
Yeah.
What time is it? How much driving do they have?
Yeah, how long was
30
it
more
yapping
minutes.
for?
Oh, they were supposed to end at 5.
6.
No.
today.
Adolfo just
I thought it's
went
7.
backwards on
He said,
track.
"Let me try that shit
He
again."
spun out, went backwards on track, came back and spun again.
It's probably Noe driving.
Is it no, you think?
No, she
Nah.
wouldn't go backwards. There's no way.
Oh man. Yeah. If they're driving till 6, I'm gonna put all this stuff away because I got
Oh, yeah.
cars to
Yeah,
drive.
go drive some shit, man.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
go
didn't
ahead,
bring
bro.
mine. Sorry.
All right,
I was
y'all.
trying to rush.
Signing off.
I
Yeah.
was
It's
trying to
been
rush
fun.
to get here.
It's been
Yeah.
fun. Shout out Zach for showing up 3 hours late.
Yeah.
Hey, I was
We
busy.
could have gave y'all another 3 hours, but yeah.
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 I think we got
Here's
enough
at
time.
home whacking it again.
Yeah.
Something like
Richard
that.
walked in, so he
Yeah.
finally came.
I gotta go, I guess.
Yeah.
That's not where I left my keys.
Hey man, spring forward, it really got me. I lost an hour last night.
Oh, that shit fucked me up.
Yeah.
Jacob
Yeah.
was-
Well, thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having
Yes,
us.
sir. Thanks for having
Yeah,
us.
Thank
fucking
you.
very entertaining Fat Cats.
Hopefully
Yeah.
it was better than Oblivion.
Let's go get some more twisted
I'm gonna
teas.
throw that out there. I just want to throw some shade.
Nah, it's all good.
I already got a headache, bro. These
You
things
can't
fuck
talk
me
about
up.
what's not gonna exist.
Oh my god.
What
The
podcast?
lost recording.
We'll see. I'm gonna listen back to it and see what happened. Like I just blanked out.
3 hours of footage for like 20 minutes of clips.
That's
Like,
your conversation.
Oh, there's definitely some clips in there. We'll see.
Blooper? Just a
We'll-
blooper edit?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to release the cursed podcast.
The curse. The
It
It
text.
wasn't that
yeah.
bad. It was just yeah.
I
we'll
mean, they're
see.
like us at their age.
Yeah, they got their own
We were
HQ.
just as fucking,
Yeah.
yeah, literally.
Yeah,
It's the next
straight up.
HQ.
They're just, are they trying to be Fat Cats? too?
They don't know it.
No.
I don't
they
think-
don't
they
know
don't
it, but they're doing
recognize-
all the same shit.
I don't think they've beat up enough people either.
That's
so.
also.
As far as what I've
Yeah.
heard, at least, I don't think
Yeah.
anybody's actually.
They're just
gotten
stealing
tossed
soju
up.
dispensers. You
Yeah.
ask them about that?
No.
They didn't talk about
We'll save that for the next
No.
one.
All
Damn.
right, yeah, we'll talk about that
Man.
one next
Yeah.
time for real.
Yeah.
They got blasted all over the internet.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's
Yeah.
a good
All
good
right.
story.
Yeah. I think we need to do another one at some point.
Yeah,
Once this takes off, dude, I'll fly y'all to LA. You know.
Bet.
real
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That'd be
Numbers.
tight. That'd be
Yeah.
tight. That'd be tight.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Later, y'all.
Peace.
Thank you. Later.